South Australia.
Head through. Did you just keep your head down and like pretend to play mini golf and ignore them?
Yeah. I was eating dinner and then they said they wanted to, and they just started yelling. They were just yelling at everyone that walked past them, and they started yelling at me and saying that they're going to put my head in a garbage bag and call me Jewish.
What the fuck?
Jewish fuckhead. I was just like, well, this is why I don't go out very often.
Oh, nice.
Well, maybe she wasn't that old, but because she was a crackhead.
It was a girl?
Yeah.
Was she hot?
No, she was a crackhead.
They could be hot crackheads, man.
If they're just starting, yeah.
Exactly. You don't know how deep the hook's in. All right. Riser, what are you going to do, big dog? I'm not even going to bring up your, oh no. Look at that shot. A thing of beauty.
You didn't try and like bump me in the black.
Wow. Calm down, big dog.
Come in, dog. Do the hard.
That's what they were calling me last night. They said, you Jewish fuck, I want to put your head in a garbage bag. And I was like, I'm not even.
Don't. Oh, wait, dude. I'll keep it on yourself in the foot. Bro, I was gonna knock Rabbi in, but it doesn't matter because it's fucked up.
Yet another amazing tournament win. Well, not tournament, but game win.
I mean, I don't have foreskin, but that doesn't make me Jewish.
You don't have to be Jewish to not have foreskin.
Yeah, 80% of the world is circumcised.
Yeah, that's not correct, but okay.
How many percent of the world is circumcised?
It's like a quarter.
Isn't that right?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really look at other dudes' dicks, but it's generally Muslims who do it at perhaps an adult age.
Oh, great. 30. Okay, it's 80% of the USA. Sorry, it's 30% of the world.
Okay, so I said 25, pretty close.
37.
All right. So somebody needed a break, but you better be back in 10 minutes.
I'll be back in like 3 or 4 minutes. I'll put my dog at.
What are the odds Zoot never comes back?
What's up, people like Chris?
Yo, what's up?
How you living, pimp? What's good in your neck of the woods?
Dude, I just got done celebrating New Year's. Dude. What about you?
We're about to in approximately 48 minutes. So you can do a countdown with us. It'll be amazing.
Oh, all right. Wait, in 48 minutes?
Word, dog.
All right.
So, did you get fucked up?
Yeah,
Did you get any action
I got plenty of action, dude.
from chicks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Air high five, my man. Good on you. All right, so what'd you do?
First, I can't really remember much because I'm a little drunk right now.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks. On a scale of Z to 10, how hot was the hottest girl you hooked up with?
Dude, so fucking hot, dude. So fucking hot, I can't even describe it.
You're serious?
It's very, dude.
Did you get her number?
Yeah, but I'm gonna block her later on because I'm just that dude.
You didn't answer the question. From 0 to 10, give me a number.
I did. Oh, okay. Like 7 out of 10.
That's not super hot. That's like a little bit better than average looking chick.
Yeah, I know.
But that's cool, man. I mean, that's more ass than I got tonight. So excellent on you. And also amazing on you for being very humble. I bet she's better looking than a 7 out of 10. I bet she's at least a 7.5 or an 8.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So it was just one chick tonight with whom you hooked up?
Yeah, just one.
All right. What's her name?
Her name is like fuck, wait. I didn't even like think of the name. Hold up. I'm just gonna ask her on like my messages or something.
No, dude, that's a bad move after you already made out with this chick or fucked her or whatever you did to then ask her what her name is. Here's a better move. What is the correct spelling of your name?
Okay, what's the correct spelling of her name?
Because it shows that you care about her and that you want to spell her name correctly.
Okay.
And it doesn't make you look like a douche who doesn't know her name.
All right, yeah. I'll definitely do that. I'll do it. And I don't mean that in a sarcastic way. I mean that I'm gonna actually do it.
Excellent. Yeah, dude. All right, so I thought you were going to block this bitch, though.
You said what?
I thought you were going to block her.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna block her, dude.
All right.
And like, probably like tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, get her.
I still want a boner.
Oh, you still want a boner?
Yeah.
Okay, well then you need to get her name. It'll be really sweet. Just be like, hey, just want to make sure I spell what's the correct spelling of your name? I want to make sure I get it right.
Her name is I got the name. It's Dominica.
Dominica. All right. And she's like a 7. So do you put that in your phone, like how hot they are on a scale of 0 to 10?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good. Do you use the notes section of your phone and like any important things you put in there about her?
Not really.
Dude, that's what you got to do, my man. So basically, right now, while you still have the memory somewhat fresh in your head, remember what you did. And I mean, you don't have to be like, hey, I made out with this chick, but just be like, met this chick at New Year's Eve, 2025. You could even be like, yeah, we made out or whatever. You got to get the correct spelling of her name. She's a 7. You don't have to, because if things ever get hot and heavy with this chick, you don't want her going through your phone and she's like, you thought I was a 7? So you might,
yeah, I know what to do.
So what you can do, on the keyboard, how above the numbers there is a symbol, like above the letter or the number 4 is like the money sign, and the number 3 is the pound sign, and the number 2 is the at symbol. So just use that. So then you just know, like, a girl who's a 7 is like an ampersand.
All right.
Then if she, I mean, you got to remember your own little code. But then if she ever gets in your phone, it's never like, you think I'm a 7? No, baby, you're an ampersand. That's and. That means I want to make you part of me.
Well, I'm not planning to tell her that she's a 7, so.
I know, but you never know when a bitch is going to go through your phone. She'll take that phone, put it, this hasn't happened to me, but I've known it to happen to people. They'll put it over your face when you're asleep, and they'll unlock it, and they'll go through all your contacts and your text messages, and if she sees that she's a 7, that's not what you want. So if this bitch knows she's an ampersand, she's not going to know that code unless she's super, super smart. And then it'd be like, you think I'm an ampersand? You don't even have the balls to put that I'm a 7 in your phone? Okay, so are you dead set on her being a 7?
9.
Dude. No chick goes from 7 to 9 within like a 5-minute conversation. There's no way. You don't skip numbers like that. Okay, we've got 10, which are like Hollywood women, like women in film. You've got 9s, which are like hot Instagram chicks. You've got 8s, which are like hotter OnlyFans chicks. You got 7s, which are like pretty hot girl next door. You've got 6, which is like pretty good looking, okay looking chick. You got 5, which is average, and nobody pays attention to anything lower than that. I mean, nobody's like, oh yeah, well, she's like a 4, unless you're telling a story and you're like, yeah, there's absolutely nothing to do last night, and anyway, I was on my way home and this 4 gets into the Uber with me and just starts blowing me, and I had nothing else to do. I mean, if you're telling a story like that, okay, but you get it. You don't want to waste time with anything lower than a 5. Even still, your friends are going to be like, most friends would be like, okay, well, you got blown, at least from a 4. But if you're working in like the 3, the 2, or the 1 zone, there's something like this. There's something majorly wrong with this chick. So a 7, but she can't go from 7 to 9. If anything, it'd be an 8.
I know, I'm just fucking kidding.
All right. So, does she have a good personality? Yeah, she does. Okay, so you put that in your phone. Good personality, ampersand. She, what'd you talk about?
Hold up, I can't hear you. You're kind of lagging a bit.
I'm sure I am. Just one moment. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I am lagging. Just one moment. I'm just restarting a device. You'll be able to hear me better in a second.
All right.
With Dominica, what did you talk about with Dominica?
Wait, what did I talk about with what?
With Dominica, what did you talk about?
Dude, I don't really remember what I talked about with her.
All right. So did you make out with tongue?
Yeah, I did.
All right. So then you can put into your phone how far you got with her. So I wouldn't go in and be like, got to first base, but you can put in there some kind of code. You could be like, this bitch was an ampersand exclamation point. Then you know that she was like a 7 who you went to first base with.
All right.
So like if you would have gotten in this girl's shirt, it would have been a 7 at symbol. If she would have blown you, or you'd be at like a 7 hashtag. And if you went all the way, that's a $7 sign, which just totally makes sense. I mean, when you're racking up tons of chicks, you got to have a little bit of a code. Do you know that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has a black book? And it had at least 40 chicks just in his black book that his wife found? Now, if you look at my phone, I've got tons of chicks. I've got more than 40 chicks in there. But I didn't come up with these codes until later on in my life. And so a lot of times I'll just have a random... I've got probably 12 different chicks named Sarah in my phone. No last name, no notes. I have no idea where these bitches are from or how I met them or whatever. But so I'm just telling you, it's a good idea to document.
No, right?
Exactly. All right, so where'd you go with Dominica? Was it a party, a bar?
Yeah, where the fuck did Zoo go?
Dude, I told you he was going to stay.
I'm so back, dude.
You're back?
Yeah.
So you had gone somewhere? Like you hadn't hooked up with a chick in a while?
No, that's not what I meant.
Oh, I was going to say,
either, like,
because usually a 7 doesn't
like,
get you
real
there.
quick while you were talking.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Because usually a 7 isn't going to get you out of the doldrums.
Yeah, 7's not gonna get you out of there, dude. A 7 will just like piss her off, dude.
Right. Okay. So you want to bang this chick. When you going to see her again?
When I want to see her,
Yeah.
probably tomorrow, and as in like the 2nd.
Okay. And what are you going to do?
What am I gonna do?
Yeah. Are you just going to invite her over and bang her? You're going to go over to her house and bang her? You're going to get coffee and bang? What's the plan?
I'm gonna go to her place and bang her.
Okay, that works, man. Excellent. Well, good on you. So, Dominica, if you're out there watching right now, know that my man Ludacris is about to stick his dick in you in T-minus 48 hours. Excellent. If he doesn't, well, then Dominica's going to be pissed.
Body fucking dead and send the police to search for his fucking body.
Exactly, dude.
Dog,
Exactly.
we need to turn Dominica, who's currently a 7 exclamation point, into a $7 sign. And apparently she has potential to be a 9, which no one believes. But that's okay. We'll let you think that. Okay, so have you gotten down to, like, would you date this girl, like, not just fuck her?
Would I be down to date her?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Okay, so she's not hot enough to introduce to your friends?
No.
Okay. So then it's a great opportunity for you to have the special talk with her, which is just like, I'm a really busy individual. I got such and such going on in my life, and I know that you're a busy individual, but, if you're ever not doing anything and I'm not doing anything, is it cool that if I just, call you for a booty call? And then you've got basic friends with benefits.
That type?
Dude, 7s are perfect for friends with benefits. That's why 7s were invented. All right. So, Dominica, you're out there somewhere, girl. You've got a potential friend with benefits, and she's probably saying to her friends, girls, I met this guy tonight. He's kind of like a 7. And I already listed him in my phone as a 7 exclamation point. I don't know if I want him to meet all of you because he's just, he's just like a 7. So I might just end up hooking up with her regularly. Wait, somebody's yelling in the background. Riser, what are you saying?
I didn't say anything. Alright,
Were you talking to someone?
Caspian, right? Oh, my bad.
Caspian's here. Dude, we got 33 minutes. We have 33 minutes to get as much information about Ludacris and his love for Dominica as possible. So Ludicrous. Let's see here. Does she have any hotter friends? That's a good question.
Does she have any hotter friends?
Was she the hottest friend in her friend
Yeah.
group when she went out tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, good on you, man. Excellent. So you weren't just going for the ugly friend, you were going for the alpha chick, which is tight. All right. And how did your interaction start with her? Were you guys just at a bar, at the dance floor? You just bump into each other, somebody introduced you? How did it work?
At a party. It was at a party.
All right. So it was a party. And now let's talk about her friends. If she's a 7, what are her friends?
What are her friends?
Yeah.
How would I say this without like insulting them in a way?
Oh,
like
these bitches are bad.
Wait, that's pretty insulting, right?
No.
Wait, is that like insulting if I say that her friends are like a 5?
That would mean they're average looking chicks, so probably just like whatever. Were any of them 4s?
Were any of okay? There was like one that was 4.
Okay, I mean that happens. They always have to have that one sometimes, unless they're going out like in power groups of just like 9s and 10s. But those chicks are tough to wrangle. All right, so
Okay,
you get you.
wait before you say anything. Like there was this one chick that's a 6, but I fucking hate her.
Oh, fuck that chick. Well, wait, her personality then makes her a 5.
Yeah.
Why do you hate her so much?
Like like her body count, and she's going lower because like I just fucking hate the bitch.
Okay, what did she do to piss you off so much?
No, like embarrassed me one time.
Oh, you got to tell us this story. What's going on? What happened?
Okay, so like I was at the party and she randomly just like came up to me like, "Are you fucking my friend?" Like out of fucking nowhere. She's like, "What the fuck?"
Wait, she said, "Are you fucking my friend?" Or did you fuck
Yes.
my friend? Okay. So this happened
like, out of nowhere.
And it was a different girl than Dominica?
Yeah, it's a different girl, yeah.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And what was your response?
Who the fuck told you? And I don't even know how the fuck she managed to pull that information. Apparently, Dominica said that she never told her anything.
Okay, so let's see here. So Dominica is kind of a bitch. Wait, and here's why. Not because of any of that, but Dominica is friends with the bitchy girl who's friends with some other chick who you were fucking. And Dominica knows that you were fucking the bitchy girl's friend. Usually, there's like guy code, like, you don't, generally bros before hoes kind of a deal. And she's not doing that. She's not saying hoes before bros. She's saying you before this other chick. So that's tight. All right. So, was it true?
Yeah.
All right. How do you think she found out?
How do I think she found out?
Yeah.
I'm having an assumption that either like Dominica or anyone else in Dominica's friend group probably fucking told her.
Were you fucking this friend a lot, or is it just like a one-off thing?
No, it was a one-off.
Okay, so that's not that big a deal. It's not like you dated the other chick, and now Dominica wants to date you, because you just got to be careful about that kind of stuff. All right, so what did the bitchy? Oh, so the bitchy friend, just the only thing she ever said is, "Are you fucking my friend?" Or that's it?
Yeah, it sounded like she was jealous in a way.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. I have no idea why.
You think you could pull a menage a trois with these chicks?
Fuck no.
Okay.
I wish.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to keep your options open, friend. All right. So we've got Dominica. Do you know anything about her likes or interests or hobbies or anything? Do you know what she does for a living or anything?
Not that I know of. No. Like I said, I kind of just met her like like 2 days ago.
Okay.
Maybe 3.
All right. So you met her 3 days ago, but you never said, "Hey, what do you do for a living?"
No, not really.
Do you have her Instagram? I don't want it, but I'm just asking for your sake.
No, no.
No, you don't have her Instagram. You'd be able to find it though. You have enough mutual friends that you just type in Dominica in one of their friends list, and you'll be able to know everything you want about this girl, right?
Yeah.
Unless your shit's private. Okay, so that's a huge opportunity for you. I mean, you don't care about her that much, but all right. So we got January 2nd. You got a hot date at her house. Are you? I think you turn this chick into a friend with benefits.
Yeah.
And I think you have that conversation. It's really important to just be honest with people. I know I talk a big game and all this, a lot of it's joking, but it's really important to communicate to her what your wants and desires are. And so I think you can say it beforehand, but I think you could break her heart. So if you guys just, if like, you make it seem like you're going to fuck her and marry her, but then when you're done, basically, I mean, it's kind of a, you can make her aware, like, hey, I just wanted to put things on the table with you. You could do it beforehand, it could blow up in your face, so at least get asked. But then you just say, I'm really busy in my life with whatever I've got going on, and I'm sure you are too, and but I like you and I really like what we just did. So what do you say if it, I mean, if it's cool with you, whenever you're free and whenever I'm free, we do it again. It's pretty simple. And
Yeah.
and she's gonna be like, if you pleasured her, she's gonna be like, yeah. Do you know what the first rule in sex is?
What's the first rule to you?
No, it's not to me. It's to every alpha male in the world. Make sure she comes first.
All right. Yeah.
If you come first, you're never gonna see this girl again, and she's gonna talk to all her friends about how you suck as a lover. But if you make sure that she orgasms before you do, you made. This bitch will fucking marry you. That's the biggest fucking thing.
All right. All right.
All right. Do you have any other girls on the radar?
Um. No.
Okay, so we have to talk about that. What's it going to take to move you away from sevens into eights and nines? I'm not saying tens are even possible at this point. Those bitches are going for athletes and things like that. But eights and nines are possible. You got some game. So, do you know any eights and nines who are single?
No, not really.
Okay, that's all right. Um, it's difficult to meet eights and nines and that elusive 10 because, I mean, depending on where you are and all of those things. So, getting a 7 doesn't sound like it's too bad in your world or in wherever you are. And it'd be one thing if you're like, oh, yeah, I go to bars and there are 8s, 9s, and 10s all over the place, but it doesn't sound like that. So, but Dominica, I don't know. What if you hit it off with her? There's no way you would date this chick.
No, there's no way that I would.
Okay, so she's trending closer to the 7s and away from the 8s. All right, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
So what do you like about Dominica?
What do I like?
Yeah.
Would it sound sexist if I just say her body?
No, not at all. That's completely fine to say. So she's a butterface. You like everything about her butterface.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That works. I mean, everybody's got something. Okay. So really, she's a perfect friend with benefits candidate. And if she's a butterface, she knows that too. She knows that she's not the cream of the crop, but she also knows that she works on her body and that you'd like to enjoy it every once in a while. So, I think it's really important that you're honest with her and It doesn't have to be before you have sex with her, but at least around the first time, you just set your boundaries and you set your expectations, and hopefully those align. And it sounds like they probably do. If this girl made out with you on December 31st, I mean, you basically got her in the bag. There's like one better date that you could have probably made out with this chick, or where she would fall more in love with you, and that would be like Valentine's Day. Aside from that, you got this girl.
All right, man.
That's how I see it. I'm a straight shooter. What do you want me to say? All right. And then you gotta you move on. I mean, if you go on like Tinder, are there eights, nines, and tens available, or no? They're all taken.
No, I think most of them are just taken.
Okay. Or they want money. That's what I hear is a big thing too. Um, okay. Well, you can. I guess you just find another seven, but well, I think you'd be happy with an eight. Just a girl with a pretty face and a nice body. I mean, I think we'd all be happy with an eight. I think that's what everybody wants, frankly. Because a ten's going to run away on you. A nine may just do that at another point, but an eight might stick around. All right. Um, does Dominica have any friends who you would also want to hook up with? Like you already hooked up with the bitches, that one bitch's friend. Anybody else like that?
Um, kind of, but like I don't really want to name some of them right now.
No, I'm not asking you for their social security numbers. No. Just okay. So there are some girls out there who are in Dominica's friend group who you might want to hook up with. Okay, but you don't want to hook up with them more than Dominica, or do you want to hook up with them more than Dominica?
Not more with Dominica.
No, what I mean to say is, um, who do you want to hook up with more? One of Dominica's friends or Dominica?
I think I'm just gonna stick with Dominica.
Okay, so, but there was something there though. Is there another chick who you have a thing for in her friend group?
No, not real.
Okay, all right. Well, then I think we've got things established. Dominica is a potential friend with benefits, and she's a good-looking friend with benefits. Friends with benefits can really range from like 5 to 7. I mean, you could get eights, nines, and tens, but you want to date those chicks. So that's good. And does Dominica know she's getting fucked January 2nd?
No, she does not know that.
No. She knows. She knows if you fucked the other friend, she knows that you're down to pound. So, um, you know, she's she's preparing herself.
No, she thinks I'm gonna do it today on the first.
Okay. So she thinks you're just gonna call her literally like 12 hours after making out with her to fuck her.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, why isn't that the plan?
Why isn't that the plan?
Yeah.
I got some shit to do.
Oh, okay, that's absolutely cool, and you need to rest up and everything. Okay. But you're gonna contact her and say, "Hey, January 2nd, you mind if I come over?"
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing. All right, good on you, man. Uh, Anything else have good at this party? Did you like your friends? Were your friends there? Was it an enjoyable time?
Yeah.
Ex-
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Excellent. And oh, here's something I don't know if you have to watch out for, but do any of your friends like Dominica's friends?
Do any of my wait? Why did you say I have to watch out for that?
Well, because if you have a friend who likes one of Dominica's friends and they start dating, then Dominica's gonna want to start dating you and do like double dates and shit, and you don't want that. And then also, um, you got to be on the lookout. I mean, there's not like a bunch of chicks here. Maybe there are. I don't know. I wasn't there. But basically, like you've already had sex with one of Dominica's like friends of a friend, and you already talked about you like kind of one of her other friends. So if you throw another dude in there, you're gonna end up perhaps like kind of shitting in your own punch bowl. You want to kind of keep those guys out. Does that make sense? Like basically, if you're fucking like a bunch of chicks in a group, you don't want to have your friend get in there because that's just going to mess things up. He's going to have a bad breakup with one of them, or he's going to fall in love with one of them, or fall in love with Dominica. You want to keep those guys out. I mean, basically, like if we were studying animals on the Serengeti, hey, what's going on, dude? You'd be like the lion, and you don't want other lions fucking up the pride. You want to make sure that you're the alpha there, and you maintain that status. And not saying that you won't, but if your guy friends are in there fucking all the other friends, then there's the potential that your friends can fall in love with Dominica. Your friends can fall in love with one of those other chicks and want to get into a relationship, and then that's going to fuck up your friend's benefit potentially, depending on how mature she is. But do you think she wants to date you?
No.
You're full of shit. She wants to date you. You kissed her on fucking New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Dog,
Yeah, you're right.
Dominica is making 2025 the year of ludicrous. Not only that, she thinks that you're calling her on January 1st, which is a sucker move. You got to keep these girls wanting more. So January 2nd, I get that. That's cool. And that works with your schedule. But yeah, she's head over heels for you, dog. Perhaps. I mean, she already knows that you fucked this other girl. Oh, wait. Dominica knows that you fucked this other girl, right?
No, but I'm gonna plan to keep it that way.
Oh, dog.
For a while.
Dog, Dominica knows. Dominica knows because this bitchy girl with the big mouth is going to tell her.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Am I wrong? She already came up to you and said, "You're fucking my friend." You don't think she's going to say that to Dominica?
No, because I fucking technically bribed her out.
Dog, unless you bought this woman a beach home, you didn't bribe her well enough. How did you bribe her? What did you give her?
Like a smooth 200 just to tell her to shut her fucking mouth.
Really? That's a pimpin' move. But that's not enough. That might keep her quiet for a week, but you're kind of a sucker. Now you just gave away $200 to this bitch, and she's still going to tell her friend anyway. She's going to get drunk, and she's going to be like, "Oh yeah, did you know that Ludacris was fucking this other friend of mine?" And then Dominica's going to be like, "What? What is this?" Now,
I'm just gonna say her friend is full of shit.
oh, so you're just going to deny it and gaslight her? All right, I mean, that works.
Yep.
But then if you're going to look like a jackass if Dominica ever hangs out with that friend, and that Dominica's going to be like, "Hey, Ludacris said that you guys never hooked up, and the bitchy girl with the big mouth says that you did. Did you hook up with him?" And she's going to say, "Yeah, we hooked up." And because then she's going to have something on Dominica. And then Dominica's going to be like, "Hey, Ludacris, why did you lie to me? You said that you hadn't hooked up with her."
Jesus Christ, dude.
So what I would say is, and then the girl with the big mouth is going to say, "Yeah, Eddie gave me $200 to stay quiet about it." So
yeah.
you're not fucked though. You're fine. You just don't say anything to Dominica. And when Dominica, if she ever brings it up to you, you say, "I gave the girl with the big mouth $200 for something totally separate, and I'm with you. I'm not with that other girl. That's why I didn't bring it up. She doesn't matter to me. You're the one who matters to me."
All right. Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. I didn't know what else to tell her in case if that ever happens.
Yeah, I mean, if it does, you just have to make her seem a little bit better than this other friend, and she'll be fine because she understands that you're you're hooking up with chicks, and the circles kind of became concentric to some extent. But you will, honesty is the best policy, but you don't want to necessarily be too honest with her. Like, on your January 2nd date, before having hooked up with her, you say, "Hey, I want you to know that I hooked up with her." You don't want to say that, but what you want to do January 2nd is you go to her place, you make sure she orgasms. I'm serious about that. If you remember anything that I say, she comes first.
All right.
That's once you get that, once you ensure that she has orgasm, you're fine. Then you do whatever you want. You come in this girl 1,000 times if you want. But I'm telling you this: if you come in her 1,000 times and then she orgasms, you are a beta male to her. If you make her orgasm just the first time, and then you can come as many times as you want. You don't even have to come. I mean, you should, but you don't even have to. You could seriously just make her orgasm the first date or whatever, the first, second time, January 2nd or whatever, and you'll be good as gold. And then she knows that she's got dick that she likes that's consistent that can make her orgasm whenever she wants. Basically, in her phone, you just become dude who can make me orgasm before anything else. That means she doesn't have to work for it. She doesn't have to play games. She knows what she's getting. But if you just like get drunk or you get stupid or whatever, and you come first, you're like, oh, well, sorry, whatever. You're fucked. You're just gonna be diminished in her eyes. And I want her to really what I want for this relationship is for you both to be happy. And I should tell you this. I frankly am just burning time for another 11 minutes until it's midnight. We do our countdown and everything. But yeah, I mean, you're in a nice position right now. Let's just put it that way. A really nice position. So, friends with benefits is an amazing thing. And if she's down for it, then you've got regular sex for 2025. Can't beat that.
All right. Yeah.
And in the meantime, how are you going to find the girl who you really like? What is your way to find another chick?
There's a way to find another chick.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know about that.
Okay, so you're not looking for a relationship or what?
No, I'm not.
Okay, but you'd be looking for a relationship with an 8 or a 9, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Okay, so then you get on the dating apps and I mean, I know they've changed since I've used them, but I was the king of these things. The reason why I was so good with dating apps that I dated girls who were working for Tinder, which their parent company is Match.com. And the way that I was able to do it is I had auto swipers on a bunch of different cell phones that basically just swiped in the direction that I needed it to swipe. And so basically, like every single chick in Southern California was in my inbox within a couple days. And then you just pick from the litter. Now, I know you can't do that as easily anymore because they'll ban you if you just swipe every chick right. So you every once in a while swipe some 4 to the left, but then shoot for the stars with some 8s, 9s, and I mean you might get that elusive 10. And of course you're going to want to date those chicks. So basically, you've got your regular pussy that you'll be getting with this friend with benefits, and then you shoot for the stars with the 8s, 9s, and 10s. Does that sound like a good strategy?
Yeah, that sounds like a good strategy.
Excellent. You're going to have one amazing 2025.
All right.
You've already started better than most people. You already at least got to first base in 2025, so that's not too bad. Oh, let me ask this. When it hit midnight or whatever, did you kiss any other girls?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay, even better, man. Good job. So you only kissed Dominica, and that was it.
Yeah.
Good on you, man. So, yeah, but trust me, she's making 2025 the year of ludicrous if she thinks that you're going to call her. Does she know that you're not going to call her She doesn't. She's expecting your call January 1st.
Yes.
Not a call, a text. You're right. You're not calling her. You're texting her, right?
Text.
Exactly. Yeah. No, what are you, like 50? Yeah. Nobody's just first time calling her. Yeah. So you're gonna send her the text on the second, or you're gonna send it like the night of the first for the second?
Like the night on like the first, like I would say like around like 10 or 11
Way too late.
p.m.
I think that's too late.
Too late.
That makes you look like you're just going for a booty call, which you are, but you want to make her feel a little bit more special. I think. I think probably like an 8 p.m. text, and then get into some texting with her for the night. Like that's some good game. So basically, like 8 o'clock, you text her, "Hey, I had a really good time at so and so's party. I wanted to know if I could see you again tomorrow night, if that would work for you." And she'll be like, "Oh yeah, I had such a great time. That was really amazing." Blah, 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 blah. You're like, "Okay, now what's the move that you make to just be like, hey, can I come over to your place?"
What's the move?
Yeah, because it's not an alpha move to go to a girl's place. Usually you bring her back to your place, but I understand if that's not possible. So you got to work your way. I mean, she's gonna want to have sex with you, but she's gonna want you to have to work a little bit of charisma in order to get there. She just doesn't open up her house to everybody. That means she's got to clean, she's got to do laundry and all kinds of other shit. So I don't know. I don't think it's a bad idea. Like I mean, it's like probably the easiest way. I think you could probably pull this off with a girl at her house. Do you have Netflix?
Yeah. Well, what do you recommend? Like Netflix and chill or what?
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad move. It's just a simple thing that it allows you to invite yourself over to her place. So you can be like, hey, like I don't know if she's into coffee but all girls generally are. But you can bring something so that you just don't look like you're there to just have sex like with a hooker. So you'd be like, hey, I had a really good time with you. I want to know if I could see you again tomorrow night. And like, are you free? She'll be like, yeah. Okay. It's a difficult one to just be like, hey, do you want to just Netflix and chill at your house? Like if it were your house, like you were bringing her to your house, it's game over. But you got to get past that because she's got to prepare and things. So you can say, would you? I mean, you could say there's a bunch of stuff you could do. You could take her to coffee and then go back to her place. But that's again, if I may ask, why don't you want to bring her to your place?
Why?
Is it an option?
Because my house is a disaster. Yeah.
Okay. Do you live with other people?
Yeah.
Okay, then say no more. Okay, so then you can. I think that's a good move. You can say, "I'd like to see you again. What are your thoughts on me bringing coffee over to you, and we Netflix and chill?"
All right.
You can bring something else, but with girls, you're gonna have to get into like there can be dietary issues. You don't want to have like a whole blown out date with her, but then you're bringing something to her, and you just don't look like you are using her for her place in her body, which you are, and I get that. So you say, I, I want to see you again. What are your thoughts on me bringing? You could. I mean, I don't know if like there's something else that she might want that you may know, but usually coffee's good. And then you're bringing something to her, and then you can say, we can use my Netflix account or whatever if she doesn't have Netflix, or you don't even have to get into that, but that can be later in the conversation. But this way, she's not like, yeah, he just came over, he fucked me, and he left. No, she can be like, oh, he was so sweet. He brought coffee. He thought of me. I got the pumpkin spice, whatever, or whatever. Then she can tell her friends a little bit about, that you weren't just basically there for the sex, but it did happen. And Netflix and chill also establishes that you are what's going to happen. I mean, that you're not beating around the bush, and but you've got a little bit of a step to get over with the fact that you have to do it at her house. So that way, if you're bringing something, she has some, and she can anticipate it. And I mean, are you sure that does she live alone? Are you sure you can go to her place?
Yeah, because usually like her friend is not there.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. So then, yeah, what are your thoughts on me bringing coffee and we Netflix and chill at your place? Like, that's a really simple thing, but you're bringing something, and then it's just not like, hey, let's Netflix and chill at your house. Um, just bringing her a little something is, I think, going to be very positive for you. So, yeah, you've got a date on January 2nd. She thinks it's on the 1st, and then from there you can establish it any way you want. Hey, this was really fun. I'd like to see you again, and maybe be more serious. Or this was really fun. You should know I'm really busy. You know, you're a busy person as well. But whenever you're free and whenever I'm free, what are your thoughts on doing this again? Like, establishing this type of communication is, I feel going to be very beneficial to you long term. Then you're not going to look like an asshole in front of her. You're also going to you're going to look cool. I think you look cool by pulling this. Um, so, I mean, it's up to you the moves that you make, but I think if you do 10 o'clock, it's a little too late. She's going to want to text with you a little bit. I mean, maybe not, but at least something you're going to want to be like, okay, so what do you want from Starbucks? And she'll be like, oh, I want whatever latte. Okay, cool. And like, do you have any, you can look into if there are any things that, you have to be on the lookout for. She'll tell you, hey, I'm lactose intolerant or whatever. Okay. So we are about to do a countdown. In fact, we are about 30 seconds away from it being 2025. So.
Oh, wait, is it actually? All right.
Yeah, exactly. I was literally just talking to you this entire time. I never talk with people about their relationships this long. But the reason why was because we're just blowing time until we have this. So, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bingo, bango, bongo. Happy 2025, everybody.
Happy.
Excellent.
Happy 25. I was counting. I thought that I was.
You're good. That's all right. That's the way to start off the year. Excellent.
Rothschild.
Excellent. Well, happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, Caspian.
Luna Chris.
You're born at fucking 10:39 p.m. on December 31st. I just want to let you know. Fucking
10:19. It's 10:19.
And same to you, Rabbi, and same to you, Luna Chris.
Thanks, big dog.
Yes,
Excellent. Did you hear how laid Ludacris is going to get on January 2nd?
Yeah, in 48 hours, if he doesn't get laid, we're going to file police to fucking search for his dead body. Because on fucking God, he's not getting fucking laid in 2 days.
Dude,
48 hours.
He's definitely getting laid. He's already got a boner.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, he has a boner right now. He's fucking so.
He's talking to this guy.
Yeah.
All right. So Ludacris, I've got a couple devices I got to get restarted. I restart my streams every 12 hours, but it was good to get to know you a little bit better. And then I'm gonna go to bed because I am very tired. I've been up like all night. But come back and tell us how it went, and hopefully you got friends with benefits in a couple of days. Sound like a plan, Ludacris? Excellent.
I will.
And don't you go falling in love with this chick. I don't want to hear on January 3rd that you're getting married on February 14th, okay?
All right.
Excellent.
I got you.
And wrap it up. I don't want to hear on the 10th that you guys have to make a big decision. What are you up to, Al?
giant unified theory that kind of answers some of the holes within the standard model that would presumably kind of unlock a better understanding of the fundamental physical laws that we should be able to build a better understanding of engineering and day-to-day services from that. It might not be an immediately obvious thing. When we discovered the Higgs boson, I was there at CERN that day. It was July 4th, 2012 that it was announced. We all waited like nerds overnight in line to get into the announcement chamber. I never waited for even like a Harry Potter premiere in my life, but we waited for this like announcement of the Higgs boson to get into the chamber overnight. But did that immediately translate to technology for engineering? No. But it's still a really important part of our understanding of these fundamental laws of physics. So I don't know that it's always immediate, but I think it is really critical knowledge for humanity. Just
it might shake up understanding of the world.
Yeah.
What scares me is it might create more dangerous weapons. So, and then we'll figure out that great filter situation. And I still believe that human compassion and love is actually the way to defend against all these greater and greater and more impressive weapons. Let me ask a weird question. In terms of you disagreeing with others, what important idea do you believe is true that many others don't agree with you on? Maybe it's a tough question. Think about that one, but it's very specific. Like which materials you use or something about a particular project, or it could be grand priorities on missions. I think one you actually mentioned is interesting. Is like the thing we should be looking for is like colonization of space versus colonization of planets. Meaning like
it's one of my best hot takes that people would disagree with me on is life in floating cities. The life on the surface.
how do you envision that like spread of humans? Because you said at the beginning of the conversation something about like scale, increasing the scale, basically humans in space. Are they just like in their orbit and then they get a little farther and farther out? Do you see this kind of floating cities just getting farther and farther from Earth? They can always kind of return. Like if you look a few centuries now, do you just see all these like floating cities? Yeah, and it just kind of envelops the space around us in this like neighborhood. It's rural and there's like giant structures and there's small pirate structures and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think low Earth orbit might come to look like that, and it's a really interesting regulatory challenge to make sure that there's cross purposes. So the more cool space cities we have in orbit, the more shiny objects in the night sky, the worse it is for astronomers in a really kind of overly simplified case. So there's some pushback to this like amoeba-ing where we just grow kind of incongruously or indiscriminately as an amoeba in lower orbit. Beyond that, though, I think we'll grow in pockets where there are resources. So we won't just expand around the gravity well of Earth. We'll do some development around the moon, some development around asteroids, some development around Mars, because there'll always be purposes for which we want to go down to a physical object and study it or extract something or learn from it. But I think we'll grow in fits and starts in pockets. So the coolest pockets are the gravity balance pockets, like the Lagrange point, which is where we just sent, not me personally, but NASA just sent James Webb, the big telescope. I think it's at L2. So
What's the nice feature about this pocket?
So it's a stable orbit. There are several different Lagrange points, and so it just requires less energy to stay where you're trying to stay.
Yeah, that's fascinating. What's also fascinating is the interaction between nations that are like who owns that. Would you say in those floating cities do you envision independent governments?
That was going to be my next answer to you, which pushed me harder for a provocative question where I might disagree with other people. I don't yet have my own opinions fully formed on this, but we are trying to figure out right now what happens to the moon with all of these first come, first served actors just arriving and setting precedents that might really affect future access. And one example is property rights. We do want companies that have the expertise to go to the moon and mine stuff that will help us develop a human settlement there or a gateway. But companies need to know generally that they have rights to a certain area or that they have some legal right to sell things that they're getting
strange. I mean, it's obvious, but it's also strange if you look at the big picture of it all. But we draw these like borders around geographical areas and say this is mine. Like, and then we fight wars over what's mine and not theirs. It seems like there's possible alternatives, but also it seems like there needs to be a public ownership of some parts. Like, what's it, Central Park?
Sorry, did I wake up? I didn't want to do that.
Like preserving.
What are you doing?
Common.
Yeah, the commons.
Happy New Year's, dog. I don't know if you heard my Happy New Year.
You know, it's
Yeah,
a
man,
long
Happy
term
New Year.
mouthful. But this notion of anthropocene, we have a lot of common problems in humanity. How are we treating the earth with climate change? How are we going to treat and behave in space?
Anything
How can we be
planned for
responsible
the
stewards
next couple
of the
days?
space commons? And I would love to see an approach to the moon that is common based, but it's hard to know who would be the
Yeah, I'm gonna
the enforcer of that.
really try and
Which includes the
override my self-discipline part of my brain, which doesn't seem to exist. And just try and pump out as many YouTube videos as humanly fucking possible.
Some new
Where that
There
relaxation
should
channel.
be a president. There should be a democracy.
Oh, I don't even have one yet.
Vote.
The
Oh,
representative.
Those are all again the
Yeah,
same.
maybe if you get the channel, let me know.
What if you like
Okay, maybe you could be a part of it if you want.
thinking
Just
about
leave it
your
open, you know.
life, career?
But yeah, what do you have a full-time job or anything now,
Somebody
or
that looks up to the stars and work one day, take the one way.
I have my ways, but yeah,
I'd say you should feel empowered because it's really
my younger brother,
see that we're at this cusp
I mean,
of interplanetary
it's kind of
civilization.
embarrassing when your younger brother just
So
outperforms you in every aspect of life, but you make like low
younger than
key
your
like
time will actually really get the chance
$500,000 a year from fucking
The other
YouTube,
thing I would say is
and
be open-minded about what your own interests are and
And
do any more
the
actively
best
choose
part
for
about it
into
is
a
that
particular career to be welcomed
thing
into the
called
future space
YouTube
exploration.
automation, which is a
You are an
fancy
artist,
word for
and that is your passion.
outsource all the fucking work to like people
It's
in
not space
4
art,
European
your
countries,
artistry is unique.
and
Message about space,
basically just
a
manage
role
it.
that
So
we
he's
desperately need.
had a lot of
Just as much as we need
success
space scientists
with
and space engineers.
uploading.
So,
Well, when you look at your own life,
I think his main channel is
incredibly
Bleak Footage, but he has anime channels that summarize anime videos,
hopped around.
and currently 12 other channels I don't know of.
The biggest idea.
There's apparently a lot of money in YouTube if you can actually extrapolate
Like how to
or
end up doing incredible
and
research in
harvest
IT.
the views.
yeah.
Maybe the role
And,
in college and
Yeah.
It's not my career path.
I think one piece of advice is find really good
Possibilities abound online,
I get to
especially
be
with
the one that's
content.
talking to you, but there are 50 graduate students, staff,
Yeah,
and faculty that are
I
part
mean,
of my organization back in the
I
team.
think that
And I know
there
you
is
guys can't see it on camera, but I'm sitting here with my
kind of like
professor,
this like
Joe.
initial hurdle
And that is what
kind of
makes these large
hope
scale
to
communities
get
possible.
over,
It's
but
really
like
fantastic teams
once you
working
get
together,
past this
to
initial
scale
hurdle,
what
then
we
it's
do
like
alone. The thing that
all
that's
gravy
what a lot of
train,
us talk about is nothing academia.
and not
They
you
think
to
we're sort of like
exactly
lone wolf genius
whatever
figure in academia.
milestone,
But
100,000,
that's certainly not been the case in my life. I've
500,000
been wonderful
million subscribers or whatever.
and people that I
Of course, to get there, it takes a lot of uploading of quality content, and hopefully
Consistency, yeah. Mostly the biggest thing is consistency. Simple schedule, tell people you're gonna be doing something on Thursdays, can't miss a Thursday unless you talk about it for a month, but start in October, talk about how you plan on taking like a month off in December for holidays or something, but it's one of those things that consistency is very key.
gathering all the engineering payloads that I wanted to support for the students to fly.
Don't take an unannounced
She said, we
break.
know we should do an open call internationally for artists
That
to
is,
send something to the ISS. And we found out it was
that
the
is
first
two
time
things
we were
that
the
can
first ever
very much
international
show
call for art to go to the
momentum.
ISS. And that was thanks to Shane and
You know
artists
what I
bringing
mean?
a perspective that I
Especially
might
that
not
part
have
is honestly, I totally understand what you mean, but that part seems very strange to me because to me it's just like you're uploading videos to a database and then the videos collect views
followers, regardless of
you try to expand
and
it
plus,
out farther and
people's
farther.
schedules are completely different. Some people may be uploading every single day. Some people might
I
be
think we're
uploading
our
5
own
times a day.
species,
Some
that we
people
are
might be
aware
uploading once
of
a
our
week.
own thoughts.
But I guess
We're
maybe what you're
of
saying is
our
that it
own
gets
thoughts.
engraved into like viewer, like what your schedule is, so then
We're
there's more
of
room
our own
to
thoughts, yeah, totally, yeah.
be on the lookout and
I
And
think
so,
we're
like, your
really
most loyal
special
fan, yeah,
gift
your
that
most
we've been given as a
loyal
species,
fan
and that
base
there's
will
a
watch
force
you every time you drop a video. If you skip that day, they
So we're
might
very
find
aware
something
as
else
an
to
earth
watch
being.
on that day.
We've become a little bit more aware of the fragility of Earth, how special
I don't have a better way to
it is.
explain it.
Look
It's
back,
like, it
what
is
would it
just
mean for us
a
to
product
have
of the internet
and our purpose in life
and
as
helping
a
us have
interstellar
smaller and smaller
species or
adventures.
eventually intergalactic
It's
species.
not
I
like
think it's a really profound opportunity for
it has nothing to do with you and me and
for the sake
anyone
of
else.
exploration,
It's
a real gift for the human
and I
mind.
didn't mean Thursdays particularly or like an everyday thing. That if you're a very regular person, you are one of those 5 times a day
Intergalactic.
and you take 2 days off.
Long
People,
now, there's a lot of compulsion challenges
who
that
knows?
to get
I
that
mean,
far.
remaining consistent and like
Another big
consistency is
ridiculous
hard
question.
because you don't realize all the things people are paying attention to.
This individual life,
If that's something else that makes sense. I kind of study both
unfortunately
ends.
hasn't come to an end as far as we know for now.
And Rabbi too. I learned a lot from Rabbi
And our
in
life
some ways
here together.
too. But like doing my
Is there a
podcast,
why?
from doing
Can we just
other streams, from helping other people with their
let our
streams.
curiosity
Consistency is the number one
Is there
thing. And whatever consistency is, because everyone's product is going to be different. But
and this is not the science talking, but
it
more
is
like a
the
human
most
talking.
essential thing.
I certainly feel some sense
But I'm going to help,
I mean,
man. I'm
purpose.
pretty
I
good
think-
with some of the
honestly,
companies.
That was a very local level.
pardon me, sorry, what did you say?
Family.
Well, I was just saying, like, I'm kind of proficient with some of the technology of like
You asked me this question in my first
doing
thought,
certain
really
things.
matters.
So let me know
My
if you need me help with something.
biological producing unit.
Okay, I appreciate it.
But then there's also another purpose,
I mean,
like
for
another
me, I
portion
feel
of
like
living in my life,
quality
that is
trumps
producing for humanity. So that
consistency
sense that
because
the individual humans
if,
have our
I mean,
local
this is just
being,
from my own
and we can also be a
anecdotal
local human
experience,
someday,
but
like Star
if
Trek,
there's
we'll be
some
able to be
content creator that I really enjoy,
naive.
like, it doesn't
But there is a
matter
capacity to
the schedule that they upload. If they upload a video, I'm gonna
bigger
not watch like and
the deepest
I
meaning
mean,
of local
William Montgomery is my like
unit,
probably
and then it
favorite
goes to the
podcaster,
engineering site.
and I know that he uploads every single Wednesday, and I
Corporate,
watch
like company unit,
probably every
to
single
produce
Wednesday or
interact with
but
the giant
so that does
struggling
get
with them
ingrained into your whole
and together struggling.
but I watch it primarily because of the quality that I
There'd be nothing
expect
like
from it.
alienation.
So I think those go hand in hand. Like if you have quality and consistency, then it's
Your work, you're incredible. You take incredibly young man.
the real thing in that. So
But when you say quality, don't try to think of perfection. Try to think, because everyone's got a different perfection.
Thank you
Like
so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's a great conversation.
mentioning really saying something to myself. I get caught up in I don't like the way this looks. I'm gonna start over so often that I lose consistency. So that's like something that I do. With my podcast, I do. It's not going on anymore. I have my reasons, but I haven't really been streaming much the last little bit.
Thank you for
Health
that.
reasons and stuff. But yeah, losing consistency is something. Sorry, I was getting tired. But like, there's a couple of new channels that I watch, and I mean, just a couple weeks ago they were at like 6,000. Now they're at like 60,000. But they are beyond quality, and they have like consistency of them putting up videos for the last couple of months and stuff. Like,
Agree with him.
there's some really some interesting things. But again, it's also brand new. And they
Many
last,
conversations in the future about
by the end of next year, I think I'll be at like 200,000.
Judaism,
Because I think by springtime they'll be
looking to
over
understand
100,000.
and celebrate culture,
Because in
tradition,
the last 6 months,
What-
they've got about 60.
I will, of course, not shy away.
People are these?
I will talk
Yeah, I'm actually
about hate,
I'm gonna send it to you because this is genuinely the funniest fucking.
this conversation is recorded more than 3 weeks ago. Please allow me this time to speak on what has been on my mind. If this is not interesting to you, please skip. I totally understand. Some people ask me to say a few words on the war in Ukraine. I think my words are worth little. Perhaps try. I consider doing a long.
Riser, can you hear me?
I tried several times, but it was
Yo, big dog.
Yo,
I was
just
talking to Kat again about
I know you're talking about stuff that I fucking love. Consistency. Where the fuck did Caspian Sea go?
UK,
this
Germany,
holiday.
Canada, India, China, of course,
He
the
just went.
United States. Some of
I
them
was just gonna say, like,
crying,
of course,
angry.
like the moment you have anything important to share with someone,
How
your
many as best as
technology
I
that
can.
you're using pops up,
I'm
and
hoping to
you
help
let
in the
them
future.
get
By traveling to Ukraine, Russia,
computer wouldn't allow them to share
celebrating
the
the
link to
humanity
those
and
nothing.
beauty of the people.
Talking about this
This was all set up
channel or something that
Ukraine and
he
Russia trips
watches a lot,
before
that is
2022,
growing
including
like pretty
conversations
exponential.
with
That
artists, athletes, leaders, and
yeah,
just
we could like kind of,
quote regular
or just an example of something that we like to hear that has to
For now,
reflect the quality and quantity
I'll keep trying.
Is he coming back?
of content.
I was born in the Soviet
Yeah, I'm sure he will. He's just
Ukrainian and Russian.
resetting his full device there.
Excellent. Perfect. I've got a couple more devices myself that I have to reset. Please stay here. I want to talk to you about William Montgomery and consistency and being sexy as fuck.
I mean, you're probably the most consistent motherfucker that
In the world, baby.
walked the earth.
I will say this. Even before I did this, I mean, it's a point of pride. I'm extremely consistent with attending classes, with attending synagogue, with attending work. Like, I go years without missing because I just like to be very consistent. Excellent. He's back. Send him that link.
Watch it from the beginning. Don't go by the oldest. So you start from the very first thing they uploaded because there's continuity here too. This is a channel that tells a story. It might be like an ARG, but it's actually absolutely hilarious. So I think I already sent it to Rabbi, but just in case.
Exploring the monoverse at President Future Broadcast.
Watching young men and women burn in the fires they started.
This is like an ARG.
What is the? Sorry, yeah. Give me the gist of it.
But I believe in a future world where this is no longer
So
true.
there,
We also say if you
there's a
work
species of people, and they're called the Glorons, and they live in a weird world, just west of Deedle. And they talk about in mythology that in their past there were these things called humans, and these humans that no one believes in. But if you watch from the beginning, watch the first 2 episodes, and you will see how the Glorans came about. It's like they don't give you everything, but the TLDR looks like something mutated all the human beings in the world, and nobody remembers that they used to be human beings, and they are just nasty creatures, but it's hilarious. And they talk about human society, like our modern society, as if it's this, like, bullshit, like it's mythology. You know, they're like,
The video length is not that long.
no, they're not long videos, it's pretty short, but it's good too. So you watch it in order, and try to watch like some of the shorts that they put in there as well, because everything is like English. And so there's like running jokes that you watch the first couple episodes and you'll meet a character, the characters in turn, and then you'll know who I'm talking about when I say the one guy's catchphrase is, I mean, he's Tiggy Scribbles. I love Tiggy Scribbles. He's maybe my favorite Gloron. I mean, if I could I love this channel. This might be my favorite new YouTube channel that ever was. Does your brother do it? Because if you told me your brother did this, I'm just gonna fucking log out right now.
Sincerely,
I'm
like,
like,
disappointed.
That's his channel. He found it.
I knew it. Is it really? No.
When I'm joking,
That's so bizarre because I would never get. I mean,
when I'm being serious,
I
should speak.
I think that you're like a very diverse person, Cassie,
Yeah.
but it's just so
Despite my frequent failures in speaking,
like on this channel and
unfortunately,
strange. Like just like the thumbnails. I didn't think that you were big into fantasy, but it seems like kind of like it can be a little fantasy novel.
meantime,
No,
be a better
whole
person.
collection.
This is maybe one of the greatest fantasy
I like humor,
things
especially dark humor.
to happen
I like being
on
silly
YouTube.
and not taking myself serious.
I don't know, and it's hilarious too. The other thing too is it's funny.
All with
It
all
doesn't
having
take
fun,
itself too
celebrating
seriously.
humanity at
The
a time.
production value is
I will
very
occasionally
good.
dress up
I mean,
strange
if
and
you
weird
watch
outfits
it,
to celebrate the
I
absurdity.
I enjoy
hang out,
media. I
break
like
bread,
to read.
joke,
I like
love
to learn languages. I am actually big into, you
in
know,
order to escape the
science,
moment of tension, the conflict, the
so
hatred,
far fiction,
humor,
and, you know, the idea of, like, you know, fantasy,
little chaos, little civilization.
not like role-playing or anything, but,
I
you know,
love
like,
the Russian
imagine I imagine the multiverse kind of thing, you know, maybe there's a world where the Venezuelans took over and Homo erectus was not the dominant species, and then, you know, all the humans are a little bit different looking, and they develop a different society, blah, 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 blah. And, yeah, I think more than I do things. And so I've taken a lot of content, you know, like, I talk about a lot of things. You know, I'm learning these French songs right now because it helps me learn French. Dude, I do a lot of weird shit. You know what I mean?
Weird shit. What life is about? If there's no weird shit to explore, life would be very. I love.
Let me go into my
I define the most
book.
weird, strange things. Like my friend right now, I mean, this would terrify me in real life, but she literally has these things called hornworms.
What the
turn
fuck is
into,
that?
Like these giant fucking moths that she's literally releasing in her house. These giant fucking moths. It's like that's
And
fucking.
what's the purpose of inviting moths to live in your home? What's the benefit?
What's not the benefit is a better
Well,
question.
now,
Why are you so anti-moth? Because, you know, butterflies, they get all the fucking love, but, like,
see, what you're doing is you're making it so you have a much longer answer ahead of you that you still haven't started. What's not to love about moths? Well, I guess you have a long list of good things. But that thing.
no, I think butterflies get all the credit. Like I said, like, I mean, she said that moths are kind of like the sketchy butterflies, and it's like, yeah, like if moths were playing GTA 6 moths are like fucking robbing hookers and fucking stealing cars and shit, and butterflies are like the people that are just riding the subway and carpooling to work.
Yeah, but you play Pokemon, right? I mean, do you want a Venomoth or a Butterfree on your fucking team? Let's be real. It's a Venomoth every fucking time because you're smart. You're a good Pokemon trainer out. Kept the Venomoth in your party because it's powerful.
Yeah, the unevolved Venomoth looks really like off-putting, to be honest.
Yeah.
No one's like, it just looks like a little bug ball of like stuff.
Yeah, the Venonat, but the moth is not that bad, you know?
Yeah, once it evolves, you know, the Pokemons are all about the evolution.
Yeah, it's all about that. And here's the other thing to think about. The Venomoth only has one evolution. It becomes a much more powerful than the Butterfree that has that evolution. Oh, shit. Look at us. We're talking about Pokemon. I'm a 39-year-old man talking about my fucking Star
irrelevant metaphor. So fuck anyone
It is.
fucking shit of this shit. Does it matter?
It really does. Yep, looks like I'm all caught up. The last upload was 8 days ago, so I have seen everything pretty much as soon as they release it. But it's great. I mean, there's different like TV shows that they have. Unanswered Oddities is like the main show that they'll do. But everything is phenomenal. This is absolutely my favorite fucking new channel. No joke.
And it reminds me of this weird Instagram feed that I saw the other day of this fucking weirdo that just makes these like weird little troll doll things. And I'm scrolling up to find it because this is like that this kind of genre just like does not sit well with me. This like kind of Fantasia like weird.
Gesundheit.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me find it. Oh. They matched it up with this beautiful song from DCA Radio.
Remember Jet Set Radio? Shit was what's up.
Did you watch William Montgomery on Monday's Kill Tony?
Yeah, I actually there's a 24/7 live stream of William Montgomery going on, and it's pretty remarkable his early days Kill Tony stand up versus his modern day. He seems to have grown a lot of confidence in his like persona on stage that's really amplified. He's much more like eclectically like not as put together as he is, I think, in more recent years, and maybe that's with drugs, and maybe that's just not doing drugs. But I'm happy that he's in a better place. He is the funniest comedian of all time, and I'm glad that he's on Bill Tony. I listen to his podcast all the time, which I'm sad that you have not listened to his podcast.
Yeah, isn't
All
that
the time, 'cause
interesting?
you're watching bullshit like Lex fucking Friedman and shit.
His shit is interesting as fuck, man.
Yeah, I know, but still not William Montgomery.
There's something off-putting about Lex Friedman to me. I can't put my finger on it.
He's socially awkward, it seems.
It's not just that. It's like he's an industry plant. I feel like he's only here to try to make us feel stupid for not allowing AI to become our overlords, and I'm pretty sure he just wants to convince everyone to invest in AI so that we can all kill ourselves in the wrong way. I get this weird vibe when I look at him. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe he has autism, and because he seems socially awkward, I can't get a read on him.
no,
Maybe I
he
have
doesn't.
autism.
He doesn't. He's just intelligent. I mean, I don't want to. Look, I think there are a few things. One, English isn't his first language, so he's having to translate everything in his head. Two,
He's Armenian as well. I've known so many Armenian people. Go on, sorry.
he's actually Tajikistani. Well, he was born in Tajikistan. Yeah, in Tajikistan. He may be Armenian. He's all kinds of stuff, but he was born in Tajikistan.
3 minutes ago, I would have 100. What the hell is that?
Imagine being born in fucking Uzbekistan or fucking Kazakhstan.
He is
Dude, have you
Tajikistan.
seen
Yeah,
a Kazakh woman? Kazakh women are beautiful. Kazakh language is beautiful. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Because they're next to Russia, Russian bitches are fine as fuck. I don't know.
And maybe I just have like a weird, obsession with any nation that borders the Caspian Sea. But it's like, I'll tell you what, you want to talk about Azerbaijan? I'm a fan. Why? Because it touches me. Just, I don't know. It's like there's something about those places.
This might be like a nude question, but like, why did you choose Caspian Sea as your
All right. Well, now you have to tell me why Ellen Reiser afterwards. My last name translates to Caspian. So there you go. I mean, my last name means Caspian. So
Okay.
yeah, and then
Taylor's a ski name now for me. Fuck it.
well, I also am a big fan of avant-garde humor. I like to, if you look at any of my stuff, you'll see that in my about section, I call myself Dadaist, right, or Dadaesque, right, which is kind of like this avant-garde humor, but it's also Andy Kaufman's style of humor. And Andy Kaufman, I think you may know, he played a character on Taxi who went by Latte Chavez. And Latte came from a little island in the middle of the Caspian Sea called Caspian. And so my whole life I've always had a big fan. Also the sailor Sinbad from the ancient mythology. He sailed the seven seas. One of those seven seas back in those days was the Caspian Sea. There was an inlet that went into the Black Sea. Anyway, just like that. Yeah, there's a lot of mythology surrounding the only freshwater seals in the world still surviving are in the Caspian Sea. I actually have a lot of my whole life I've been very fascinated.
Wait, did you say the only seals surviving are in the Caspian Sea?
Freshwater seals. All other seals they live in ocean, so briny water. But the only freshwater seals they live in the rocky shores of the Caspian. So
Okay. Seals are awesome.
seals are cool, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of silly reasons. I think it sounds cool. The Caspian Sea, weird translations and things. And
I think like pirate. I'm like, are you some sort of pirate or something? Like,
and yes, exactly. Sinbad was a pirate, and I've used Sinbad as my name in the past as well. You know what I mean? So mostly, yeah. I don't know. I've always been a big fan of pirates and ancient mythology, ancient Greek mythology, ancient, Near East mythology, some European mythology, but a lot of European mythology comes from the, Middle East, Fertile Crescent area, you know what I mean? And then Greece and stuff. So, I don't know. But yeah, and then when I found out that my name, that's what it means. Pretty interesting.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Specifically, my last name means the Caspian tiger. So, you know, the Caspian tiger was hunted to extinction in the 70s, possibly the 80s, depending on, for sure nobody was really reporting seeing them anymore in the 70s. They had the prettiest stripes. They had different stripes than other tigers, slightly. They were a little bit thinner. They had a lot more of them, and the reason why people made tigers into love in the first place was because of the Caspian tiger and how big it was. So, yeah, it's basically like if my family had a coat of arms, it would be the Caspian tiger. It's one of those weird things. But I also spell it S-E-E because I also like, let's see, like, beware the Ides of March, a seer, someone a prognosticator, something like a prophet, you know what I mean? Kind of thing, an oracle, to see, Roa, sorts of different things. Yeah, I try to put it together in like a weird way. I used to just take a bunch of like ancient Sumerian gods and stuff, and it would be like Enki Kun, right? And stuff like mix up some Sumerian Enki, the god of the Abu, and then add Kun at the end, Kun. Kun in Sumerian is underworld, so it's like god of waters and underworld. I used to have a lot of weird usernames I used, but I like Caspian Sea. Some people have complimented it. A couple people told me it was cool, so I stuck with it. And I hate using them.
Go with a K though, not a Q.
My last name begins with a K. I also like the hard sound. I would have used Q, but it just really doesn't fit. But yeah, my last name begins with a K. So, yeah. Why Ellen Reiser?
And if you ever watch the series Death Note on fucking Netflix,
Okay, well then I had a feeling that you were being Detective L. Absolutely my favorite character, and I laugh because if I don't sit in the same posture, I have very bad back problems, so I sit like that all the time, like with my head on my knees, you know what I mean, like constantly.
oh,
Like,
doesn't he have to like cross-legged all the time? Or he's just like very upright.
He's very, very much like in a very deep, like a deep squat, but his legs are together and stuff, He's always kind of sitting down, kind of like squatting, hunched over. He looks like he has a bad back, and it's just, it's funny. I always liked him. He was my favorite. I don't know. I mean, what did you think about
Yeah, no, definitely. Sorry, go on.
I was like, when M showed up, I was like, I wish they would have kept Al. Al was the best fucking character, and now it's just like, okay, well, there were other kids at this fucking place. They're all great detectives. Fuck that shit. Like, chill out. Like, honestly, you know what I mean?
That must be like late into the season, right? Because he hangs on for a while.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's only like maybe like the last 10, 15 episodes. You watched the whole show, right? You watched the whole series, right?
Oh, yeah, I do. It's been a while. I don't remember him dying exactly, but I guess he does. It's been so long.
Yeah. I've watched Death Note many times. It's one of my favorite anime, actually. That's why I thought that you picked out, but I was just curious. What about Riser?
Yeah, no, before I go on to Roger, just the L character, I just love his overall his energy and persona and like the way he went about things, like kind of very like analytical and using deductive reasoning, of course, but like so kind of schizo, but like comfortable in his own schizoness he was. He's like he doesn't give a fuck that like he may appear like strange or whatever. He's so good with himself.
Yeah, it's like if everyone else is gonna feel awkward because I'm like this, then that's their fault. I'm here to fucking be a detective, and that's what I do. So let me do my thing, get the fuck out of my way, because you want me here to do the job right, right? Don't you? Fuck off and let me eat my candy.
Oh yeah, and he's also just like extremely intelligent.
Ultra genius. You know what I mean? Super genius. I love that. I really did like that character a lot.
Yeah, and it reminded me of a lot of kind of
mean, you've done LSD a lot, but yeah, for me, LSD just like changes your reality entirely, and that character just very much symbolizes kind of entire fucking life of LSD.
And I see that.
Super like hyper awareness, or like
See, like the ability to put together a puzzle properly, faster, and in a way that no one else ever would have, and it blows them all away. It makes you feel like idiots for not doing that so quick. It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. He just cuts right to the solution that no one has ever thought of and like could think of, because he's just thinking in such an abstract way on a different dimension. He just unlocked the key.
The way he figured out where to find right Yagami, it was amazing. It was like episode 2, and then he kills the guy on TV, and you just hear the voice. Wow. I mean, wow, you really killed the guy. I mean, I thought it'd be impossible for you to just kill someone because you saw their face, but I guess I should tell you that's not really me. I'm L, and I'm not gonna show you my face because then I think you could kill me. I think I worked out you have to know the person's name and face, and I only showed this in Osaka, Japan, so I know where you're at. I know you're watching this, so see you soon. Wow! This was crazy. This was wild. Okay, killer, I'll see you soon. It was the fucking greatest.
Yeah,
Mind blowing.
what amazing future television. Yeah, literally, it's an iconic piece of fucking television.
Truly, seriously.
Whoever the writers are, I really condemn them for however the fuck they thought of that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, most people, maybe if you're younger, you think, oh, what would I do if it got to know? But it's like, no, pay attention to the rest of the characters. Like the character development, like they felt like real people. It's one of the best stories ever, honestly.
Yeah. Rabbi, have you ever seen fucking Death Note?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's anime. I don't know if you've ever watched
Is
it.
it
You
good?
ever get into anime, Rabbi?
No, I'm just like Speed Racer.
Dude, Speed Racer is one of the things that got me started. I love Speed Racer. That's actually my favorite Wachowski movie. Like, fuck the Matrix. Fuck the Matrix. When they made the live action Speed Racer, that is the most visually stunning movie. When that came out, it was the best looking movie that ever was. It was like an acid trip. Have you seen the fucking Speed Racer movie?
No.
Live action hell.
I haven't either.
Actually,
it's phenomenal. It is the best cartoon adaptation into live action I've ever seen. And they have animation for like background stuff. I don't know how to explain it. It is so visually appealing. It is like psychedelics, but without psychedelics. And I mean, I have goosebumps right now thinking about it. It is, it might be on HBO Max right now, or Max, whatever they call it. It is the best movie that they would
Is it like, I mean, you've seen Ghost in the Shell. Imagine that in costume too.
Yeah, I saw Ghost in the Shell.
Is it like that? Kind of.
Ghost in the Shell is like it's like more adult, not adult. So when I say adult, that's not sexual. I guess some, but the Speed Racer, I guess you could say it's more family friendly. You can watch it with like anyone in your family. You're not gonna feel like there's anything bad going on, unless you don't want.
The visuals are amazing.
absolutely phenomenal. The story's good, and Speed Racer, it's about a boy who likes to drive fast, and his family builds a car. So, it's a pretty basic story. It's pretty simple layout, Hope we win the race. We're rooting for the good guy. You know what I mean? So it's not like a really deep, like intrigue. They add intrigue. We'll know that, our rivals have a plan to get us. But, it, it's more like the family friendly side, but visually phenomenal. Phenomenal. My favorite. And it's a Japanese animation, but they made it to an American movie and it's good. That's just not good enough. You know what I mean? Dragon Ball. I thought that shit doesn't happen. But the Wachowskis did such a bang up job. I added it to my watch. I truly hope you enjoy it. A fraction of what I
Ghost in the Shell is really sick. I love Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell's good. Ghost in the Shell's good.
It's like the Matrix of anime.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like the Matrix Foundation. Trying to think. I mean, I do like a lot of different anime. I mean, Dragon Ball is the one that really, really, really got me.
Pokemon anime is not honestly. I like Pokemon anime.
Yeah,
I love
Pokemon.
fucking the amazing. Like to see the Pokemon animated is like so awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. It's real fun. I like
It's very
the games.
chill.
Super chill, yeah.
I feel like animation just like relaxes me a lot.
I'm with you. I actually I just downloaded some cartoons earlier, animations or cartoons, sounds like it's more like, kid version. But I downloaded a couple things like that guy I was talking about earlier, Rothschild, who makes like, it's animated, but it's intended for adults. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. I'm a big fan of animation raw. Ugh, sorry, I'm gonna get tired. And I downloaded some three Alejandro Jodorowsky films. I Up Over the Mountains and Sunday.
Bro, who actually did Spider-Man?
Did a Spider-Man. I don't know. Ralph Bakshi is like he was always very fascinated with counterculture and everything, and so he had that rebel attitude where people felt very comfortable to fire him from a project he'd be working on. So he didn't, sometimes he didn't get to finish a lot of the stuff he started. Like he did the Lord of the Rings animated movie, but they didn't let him do the other half. They sold the contract to the company that did The Hobbit finished it, so they didn't even let him make the full Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? And he loved Lord of the Rings like Peter Jackson. He wanted to do justice and do a great two-part movie where there'd be two movies that encapsulate all three of the books. They let him do one movie, which was 1.5 books, and then they let someone else do the other 1.5. It's, you know, I like his story too. He's a Palestinian Jew who grew up in Brooklyn, and he has an outlook on life that comes through. You know, he always felt like an outsider, no matter what community he was in. He grew up in the Bronx in the 60s and 70s, so he was there for like that hippie revolution. Um, you know, there he resonated with the counterculture, and And if it worked for him, so he developed an animation style where he would basically take a video camera, record human beings, and then he would take the film negatives and like they would trace and make animation so that it his animation, it moves like people move because he traced film. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to put it. He came up with this way to, how do you want to draw people? Should we make them look like cartoons? No, let's draw them in the exact shape, proportion, scale that humans would be. So let's just film humans and trace that and then animate it. So it's like doing double work. You basically film a movie and then draw on top of it so it would be animated. But then he does these great negative space things with it where um, it's really hard to. His animation style is something special, and a lot of other people ended up using it later on, but he really is the one who perfected that particular. I don't know. I think some people might not like it. In a way, it could look lazy, but at the same time, in the 60s and 70s, it's kind of like a new form of practical effects, and they didn't have computers back then, so like I don't know. I appreciate it a lot.
And the old style of animation, they would be like drawing on physical pieces of paper, and they'd be like basically alternating. Like it'd be like have a start frame, a mid frame, and an end frame of an animation, and then they're literally physically flipping paper to kind of gauge like between the start, middle, and end frame of like a little tiny like one to like 2 second like sequence or whatever, like where to draw, like fill in the middle part of it. And now it's a totally different process with digital method. So it's so much more arduous back then. Just
I mean, you gotta imagine
animation, but
if you
they also
animate,
just
what were you saying?
they also just like amp down the frames per second. You can make it like 50 frames per second unless you wanted to. If you had a
Exactly
budget
what I
of
was gonna say.
$60
Imagine trying to make, hand draw, with the team even it's still a lot of work. 60 frames, they were doing like 20 frames a second. And that's why animation wasn't as smooth. It's not feasible to take 10 years to make a 1 hour cartoon. You know what I mean? Like, it's not feasible. And, you've got people working on outlines, people working on filler, people working on backgrounds. You're drawing all the characters on transparent gel sheets so that you can have them walking across the land, and the background's still there. So like the techniques that they use are absolutely daunting.
One video I saw recently on YouTube was just on the Looney Tunes. It was just like a video fully dedicated to admiring the background art for Looney Tunes.
Yes, that's one thing that I would talk to my friend about because he was an artist and I'm good at characters and stuff, but he had a great ability to do like detailed work, and I tried to collaborate with him to get him to draw background for me so that I could put characters in the worlds that we create. We're not friends anymore, unfortunately. He's a great guy. It was my fault. I'm not gonna get into it, but shit happens when you party naked anyway. So.
Hey, who doesn't love a nude fucking party? Why don't you invite me if it's not gonna be a fucking naked party, dude?
You know what
Who cares if your parents and in-laws are there, dude? I'm fucking going naked.
You know what happens when you invite me to a party. This was your fault.
Hey, if you invite me to a wedding, don't expect me to not show up in the nude. gotta give it up, of course, because if it weren't for Rabbi, shit happens when you party naked wouldn't be so fresh in my mind. You're the man, Rabbi.
Thanks, baby. I appreciate it.
Man. Fucking, but yeah, no, he was really good. He liked drawing more abstract things, but because of his attention to detail in his own abstract, I don't know. You know how like you can give someone, you can say something to someone that in your head is a compliment, and maybe it's like, even if it's true and it is flattering, maybe they just don't like it. Like I was like, bro, like your ability to like, you would do some amazing backgrounds, you know. You were, and
You think I'm not good enough to be a foreground artist? What the fuck are you saying, dude?
and that's the thing. Like, is that what he heard? I mean, and this isn't what happened. That maybe it's not what I hang out anymore. But you know what I mean? Like I could see it that it wasn't something that. It wasn't like a stoked, hey, thanks, I never thought about it that way. Wow, you think I could? Or I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I don't think he wants to draw back that. It's like I could tell that like by the end of the sentence. But it's like the guy's attention to detail was so beautiful. I wanted to see what a tree from his hands would look like. You know what I mean? Look at that. No.
Yeah. I mean, that. Imagine if that was the fucking draw that broke the camel's back for friendship. Like,
No.
yeah, bitch. You want me to draw fucking trees, bitch? I'll fucking draw this fucking tree.
You want me to draw a tree? How about I tie in a noose and hang you from one, motherfucker? I mean,
There's story at alleyway crackhead for like the moment.
exactly. If that were the situation, I probably wouldn't still think highly of him. But I don't think a day will ever come when I don't think or speak highly of that man. And yeah, but if it would have been something like that, maybe my opinion would be different. But he's a good guy.
Heiner's illustration career would have skyrocketed.
Hey, who knows? You know, it could have been the thing. Could have been the thing. But so okay. One of the other reasons why we kind of stopped working on something, we were slightly working on a cartoon that we were going to put onto YouTube, but we were trying to figure out how to do it because I had this idea that it would be really funny if there was like a kids show. But and again, let me stop myself and say the thing I didn't like about this is I didn't want to like make content for kids. I didn't want to like try to interact with children or anything. So that was kind of like how do I even accomplish this? Because what I wanted to do was make like a cartoon, kind of like Sesame Street, but instead of actually educating kids, I wanted it to be again avant-garde, Dada-esque, and it was going to be teaching No. But it was about like conspiracy theories. So it's like imagine if you and your wife are a conspiracy theorist, and it's like you just don't have time to teach your kids about the Zapruder film, right? There should be a cartoon that teaches these kids about the grassy knoll, and and so I had this funny idea. So I had two.
The grassy knoll.
I wish.
The grassy knoll. Rabbi, you hear what I'm saying though? Can you imagine that? Imagine like a kids show. But all right, so I want to tell you. Here were the two cartoon characters who were basically it was kind of a mix between Mr. Peabody and Simon, where the dog's a genius and the boy is his pet and they travel through time figuring stuff out. But
that's Rick and Morty, but with dogs instead of Morty.
All right, so here's the even funnier part. I don't know how
how much you know about conspiracy theories, but
I
Rabbi.
know a lot.
Okay, so Jackie Gleason and his good buddy Tricky Dick. You know about this? Do you know this one?
I do. Going down to the base in Florida.
Yes, exactly. So here's the basis of my cartoon. When Dick Nixon took his buddy Jackie Gleason that night to the fucking
Starts with an H.
Air Force. What?
It starts with an H.
The
Holloman
base.
Air Force Base.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, whatever Air Force Base it was. So here's the whole premise of the show. That night, Tricky Dick takes Jackie Gleason, the guy from the Honeymooners, bangs him to the moon. The inspiration for Fred Flintstone, and they go to the place. They see the alien. They take the spaceship on a time travel throughout time and space, like Doctor Who, and then they come back on that same night. But the whole cartoon takes place. It's the adventures of Richard Nixon and Jackie Gleason in a cartoon, right? So Jackie Gleason and Richard Nixon going and finding out, like you know, so who really killed JFK? Like, well, let's go find out. You know what I mean? Like, and the other funny thing too is because if you look into the history of Jackie Gleason, it was like it was within a year after he hung out and went to the Air Force Base with um, Richard Nixon. So he was like, you know, he had his wife and they were together for a while, but like something happened. I think maybe at that base, maybe not, who knows? But they got a divorce very quickly afterward, and Jackie Gleason was beyond obsessed. But not long after um, the incident where they went to the Air Force Base, Jackie Gleason just divorced his wife, and kind of nobody really even knows all the whole story. I incorporate that into the story. The man fucking went on a time travel mission. He lived a whole life. He came back and realized he didn't even know this woman anymore. I've been gone for hundreds of years, and who the fuck even are you anymore? There's just gonna be this funny thing to like explain Jackie Gleason to kids, and that's why I couldn't figure out how to do it, and so I never got it off the ground. But you know, imagine me sitting there trying to draw, you know, a cartoon version of Dick Nixon that doesn't look like Futurama, and then I'm trying to explain to my friend, basically, I only have to do Fred Flintstone because he's Jackie Gleason. But it can't be Fred Flintstone. It has to be a little different. So, like, constant reiterations. I don't know. It was funny. To me, it's still a funny project, but it's like
Way too convoluted to try to tell children.
exactly. It's like I'm trying to red pill people, and it's only for an audience of, but it's not really for kids. You know what I mean? Like, it was Jackie Gleason and Richard Nixon. I was going to have them, you know, they were going to have fucking whiskey in their hand. There's going to be bourbon in their hand every fucking scene. You know, Scotch rocks or something. They were always going to be drinking, but, you know, not talking about it, you know, because these guys are
The funniest, like, it's like, kind of like this, like, subconscious humor is when you stage an animation show as a kid show.
That was what it is.
Make it fucking like completely absurd about whatever other, but then just like this additional layer of just like, oh, this is like meant for kids. Just makes it so much fucking funnier.
Exactly.
I was gonna do that with the show that I came up with this year called Laguna Beach Surfer Puppies. It's just gonna be like this fucking like retarded ass.
Dog, that could be really big, dude. Dog, that could be really big.
I know, right?
I just sat down, I looked up at the ceiling, and I realized that Elle just came up with a winning fucking name.
Oh yeah, no, trust me. Laguna Beach Surfer Puppies, Doug. It's
it's like a really like retarded fucking animation show with just like all these extremely bizarre fucking plots intertwined with each episode.
Exactly. Yeah, I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? Have you ever watched Adventure Time?
I have, and that is a really beautiful show while you're fucking stoned on marijuana.
I absolutely agree. Try it on us.
It's like if you're not on marijuana, then you don't deserve to fucking watch that show. It's literally designed for fucking marijuana.
At the very least, I mean, one episode that they stopped showing. I'll tell you the episode that got me. I thought it was going to be some dumb kids show, but then they're in this magical world and he's trying to impress Princess Bubblegum at the science fair. So he goes to Choose Goose, and Choose Goose gives him the glasses, and he's like, "Here, put all these glasses that you'll be extra smart." And so he puts on the glasses, and the glasses magically make him smart. And he has like this rant. He goes, "Oh, I understand. Everything that's big in the universe is a giant version of that which is small, and everything smaller is a reflection of that which is bigger. And everything in the world is connected in a way with this. And there's dimethyltryptamine in my brain that's allowing me to perceive the world around me." And I stopped and I said, "Am I watching a cartoon show?" And the main character just said dimethyltryptamine. And I rewound it, and sure as shit, he talks about DMT. And I said, "This is not exactly a kid's show, is it? Let me give this another look." And then it broke my heart because I realized that Ice King is not a bad guy. He's a poor fucking sad victim. Poor Simon. I love it, yeah. Bro. Yeah, exactly. Looking at it right now. I'm looking at the photo, yeah. Yes, I do. So,
I'm that coming off of a DNA trip, and it was like, I mean, this is what fucking artwork to me is. It's just a amalgamation of just insane color condensed into this fucking like little isotope of a fucking thing, and then it just releases this fucking hit of dopamine in your brain from just looking at it because there's so much potency in it, and that's what
good. That's a lot of good. So I look at this and I think to myself, Riser is probably a fan of people.
Oh, people crap.
Crap. Okay, maybe not.
No. People. Do you mean like people, the Blender artist?
Yeah, but he did other stuff before. But like with like the color and saturation, it's not the same or anything because he augments things in different ways. But for some reason it popped in my mind, like it reminds me of some things. Maybe it wasn't people, but I kind of swore it was people that I was thinking of.
Yeah, I mean, people has his own style for sure. There's two more that I made in this little series, and they're just kind of these. It's a lot of color to absorb in your brain. People is not as colorful, but is kind of cultural relevance really prominates in his work. I don't have anything against people, and I think that his work is pretty sick. But for me, it's just like the colors is what matters primarily, along with the subject, and combining them all into this clusterfuck of like awesome.
I'd love to
Either
hear
it's an MDMA or hallucinogen.
because your artwork, genuinely, because of all the colors, I know that you are going to appreciate Speed Racer now. If this is the art you make, you're gonna really like the usage of fucking colors in Speed Racer, bro. It is.
Yeah.
You don't.
Really,
you don't.
I am all for it. It's really like difficult to find. I mean, I'm not trying to shoot my own horn, but like something as concentrated as this. Like
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
really, really
It's dense.
Yeah, you read my mind. It's dense, like, because color is like the foundation of everything, and a lot of work, it incorporates color, but there's like these abstract ways to incorporate color that just blows your mind entirely, and that's the shit that I'm after. So like, a lot of people aren't trying to encapsulate that, and I'm on that fucking acid MDMA cup to just fucking pure chaos, and trying to
I'm with you.
bring out all that fucking like underlying color that you didn't know could make you feel so amazing.
Yes, I agree with you. Yes,
and this is just a shitty fucking little whatever the fuck Frida program, like just taking a bunch of fucking Pokemons and Blue Jays and fucking shoving together with some stupid Hello Kitty stuff. But when you step back, it all becomes some greater work of just like shit that when you blur your eyes, you feel something special.
I know what you mean. I'm a big fan of color. I've had a lot of friends who, and I really, personally, I don't like calling people color blind, even though that is what I guess that they're considered. But like my friend who was the artist I was trying to get, he was colorblind, and he was an amazing artist who had a great usage of colors. Vincent Van Gogh was another one. I have some friends who they're identical twins. They're girls, by the way. It's very rare for women to have color blindness for some reason. It's a lower occurrence than men, but they're identical twins. They're both colorblind. They're both two different kinds of colorblind. So imagine you have an identical twin. Everybody looks at you and your twin and thinks that you look exactly the same, but when you and your twin look out upon the world, you do not perceive the same colors. So they look the same to others, but they don't see the world the same. You see what I mean? So now one of them works in the art department in films in Hollywood, and the other one is a hairstylist who specializes in color correction. So women come to her and be like, the last hairdresser fucked up my hair color, and she'll fix it. But when they go to an eye doctor, they're told they're colorblind. I don't like that term because the people I know who have a different configuration of rods and cones in their eyes, and doctors want to call them colorblind, these people that I know, they have a different grasp on color. Not an inferior one, not a blindness. It is an altogether different perspective that I've only known these people to be able to use color to their advantage. And that's something that fascinates me. So I have no issues seeing color. I'm still staring at your pictures, but I like colors. I like hallucinogens and things that make your eyes see colors more. So I mean, this is right up my alley. Like I said, I watch those cartoons, like Adventure Time, you know, is like that sometimes. Just a mind fuck. And obviously, you know that you incorporated it here. I like it. I like it a lot. I like art. I like the usage of color, you know. Fuck no, yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that one out. Yeah, fucking.
I don't want to say which particular scene, but I think I know which scene you're gonna bring up to me first.
I feel like I maybe have seen like memes on the internet or something of that movie.
Yeah.
I feel like, was it like a remake of the movie where it's like a more modern version, but you're referring to like the more classic version?
I'm talking about the Wachowski movie. So, I mean, I'm talking about the movie that came out with Emil Hirsch. It had Christina Ricci. It had Susan Sarandon. It had John Goodman. It had Matt Wolf, whatever the fuck his name is, the guy who was on Lost. Yeah, it came out in the 2000s, probably 2011 maybe.
There was a remake, if I remember correctly.
There was a remake cartoon show, but the only movie that was made by the Wachowskis is the one I'm talking about. Please watch the cartoon. It's a phenomenal cartoon. But as far as like the visual appeal of the movie, that's what I want you to watch because good.
Yeah. Wachowski is such a funny last name. It's like, how does anyone take you seriously when your last name is Wachowski?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. The Polish people have always had a problem with people not taking them seriously, and you don't need to add to that here. Sorry, it's not funny. It's just of all the names for you to pick up.
Have you ever been to Poland?
No. No. I mean, I've been a lot of Polish people. Always seem just like everyone else to me, so I don't know, you know, but, you know, people make jokes and people always say, like, you know, stuff about Polish people. I'll tell you what, though, man, they got better hot dogs in Germany. Polish dogs, that's what's up. All beef ones.
You've been to Europe, though?
No, I've not, man.
Really? No way.
I'm a sheltered motherfucker. I've been all over America, but yeah, dude.
You never been to Scandinavia or the Middle East or fucking anywhere?
No, I've never been to the Middle East. No, dude.
You've never been across the sea?
No, I've been to Mexico. That's it.
Really? So you've never gone across the
No, dude. Shit's fallen through a lot of times. I was supposed to go to Romania. I was supposed to go to a lot of times. Shit falls apart. Maybe it's my fault. I'm probably a bad planner.
No, it's all good. So got the rest of town to get there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. If everything works out, maybe I'll just walk the earth for the rest of my life. I want to be like Kwai Chang Caine, you know what I mean? Except I'm not going to try to fix no problems when I get there. I'm just here to look. I'm just here to observe. I want to walk the earth like Kwai Chang Caine and come through, you know? That's the goal.
Decided you're just going to walk to the bottom of the ocean in fucking Florida and just walk your way to Portugal.
That's all I need to do, man. You know?
Noah's Ark type shit.
Just invoke the gods of the sea, you know, ask storm gods for a nice gust of wind. That's the dream right there, you know.
That's crazy. When I get some YouTube money, we're going to fucking Europe.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh fucking yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's funny when I was drawing the fucking scribble game to watch, and you're like,
I knew from the beginning when you started that turd drawing that you're
My
it's gonna be something you do a toilet and fucking Marcus and how I were just struggling, but you're like, I was like, me, I saw it on my screen pop up, like, Cass got it right. I'm like, fuck yeah, Cass, man, you fucking, you're guessing fucking like shit, like it was like nothing. You're like, yeah, I fucking got this. Like, whatever fucking age class you took as like a fucking 5-year-old, it paid off.
I'm a big fan of animation, like I said. I mean, dude, as soon as you started drawing that turd, what was the first thing I wrote? Think. I typed stink.
Literally like a bloodhound just fucking sniffing for words. He was all over the trail. I mean, his flesh is not an obvious like little.
No, like you did a good job through the whole thing.
People are like, Rabbi is like, yo, handle. How the hell do you handle? I'm like, no, man.
It's what the handle does.
Look a little deeper. It doesn't invent your time.
It's the tough part. You know, you have to.
That's the worst part of the charades. Like, you want to give them you want to push them, you want to leave them the answer. You want to give it away. You're like, there's like, here, this thing, but not this thing.
Mm-hmm. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Tell you? The toilet was great. It was like, I'm sitting there and just like, all right, toilet, it's this, that, it's the shit in the toilet, what is it? Okay, try to sink next, that, but yeah, that abstract thinking, and sometimes, mind altering substances can have help with that.
It's also like the sequence of events. Like, you see the turd, you see the toilet, you now see the handle last, and then I'm pointing arrows and circling the handle. Like, okay, what does this handle have to do as an overall picture?
Yeah,
and then you
I was so mad. I was like, fuck, I can't believe it took me this long to guess flush. I was like, I gotta be like as you were starting to gesture toward the handle, I was like, flush.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a lot of things because shit, as a fucking whatever, nope. I don't know, a lot of biological functions, but that made me legitimately salute you in that moment.
Thank you.
Like a fucking salute this guy right now.
Fucking A, man.
Like, you can't blame my shitty drawings on this fucking one.
No, dude, that was a good one. That was a great one. Yeah, I think we all had at least one that was like, oh, that's exactly what you're drawing. That is exactly right. That's the right drawing for the word. And then, but to be fair, we all also had, really, that's what you fucking drew for this? We all had at least 3 of those. Is that really what you were gonna fucking try to pass up to this, you son of a bitch? We all did have more of those, but when we nailed it, you know what I mean? Oh man. Rabbi with the crack. When you drew the crack, that was it, you know what I mean? Crack in the sidewalk, I knew exactly what that was. Got that one too.
Yeah, it's interesting how you're just given a word and then you're like, okay, you need to present that word to other people, and it's like, okay, what is the lowest common denominator that everyone's going to understand in a visual format? And it might not have to like directly do with the word, but it's just like some connotation associated with that word that leads to it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think the worst one was when it was like, we all had the word, but it was like parachuting. Son of a bitch.
Paragliding.
That was me. I was like paragliding, and I was like, it starts with para. You're gonna come close. I was like, you're right on the money. Just stay
No.
the
And that's not your fault because that was a phenomenal. I mean, it was a pair of shoes, a paraglider right off the bat. But I didn't know I had to put the ing to make it not the item that it is, but again, the verb, the action of what happens when you're wearing one in the air. You're gliding. So it's like the past, present, or future tense of the words are adding into it. So it's like,
that I kind of I was like maybe that's the game fault because it should only select like fucking adjectives like paraglide or whatever.
mm-hmm.
But it's kind of free reign. But I mean, in my mind, you guys, if you guess paraglide, you deserve to win that one.
I think so, and we all did. We all got that one. You know what I mean? Basically, except yeah. No, that is a fun one. But I think definitely being a fan of animation and artists, that can give you a bit of an advantage when it comes to looking at. You've been talking about like abstract thinking stuff. Oh, what's up, you Leo? How you doing?
You eat blow.
What up? Oh, goodbye, you Blow. But yeah, I mean, and also if you ever want to look into a pretty interesting philosopher, Immanuel Kant, he kind of is who invented absurdism, right? And so, he basically, he kind of assumed nihilism, whereas Nietzsche kind of hinged on it and then, kept at it and stayed on nihilism. But beforehand, Immanuel Kant, he almost assumed that course nihilism was going to occur within the lifetime of a person, and so then he started to go on to, also how to adapt to that, because nihilism is a proper response to realize that the world around us is absurd. Simply, nothing more, nothing less. It is absurd, and therefore it is beautiful and to be appreciated only when you accept that there's no reason to be nihilistic and wish the end upon the entire world. It's very interesting, but again, I like to study abstract art. Absurdism is one of my favorite philosophies, and so
I feel like if you were to like boil me down like a hard-boiled egg, and I just spit out like one little response would be like absurdism. Because that's how I go about my days. I'm like, none of this, even if you want to draw connections to things, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're connected. It's like,
and even if you find connections, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can draw a benefit to your own life or experience from it.
yeah, it's like this greater belief of that, like, everything is kind of disconnected, and it's just this, like, blank slate that you can interpret whatever the fuck you want out of. And I honestly,
as everyone else is.
Yeah, they are. But it feels like the most comfortable belief. Like, even though it sounds, because of like the way that whatever the language constructs it to be, that it sounds like it's kind of like a negative, like, evil thing, but it really feels freeing to me, at least.
I agree.
There's no built-in association with any of this.
No, the associations we have are learned from previous generations that have taught us to think and interpret things the way they did. So ultimately, that makes a lot of things subjective and therefore absurd. And how can you not smile when universe is simply absurd. It's beautiful that way, you know? It's like self-inherent justification for stopping smell the roses. So why wouldn't I? What would be more important? Everything else is absurd. You know? I don't know. I have my dark moments too, but philosophy and absurdism absolutely bring you back to that. Yeah, skies are blue, aren't they?
Yeah, so true.
Immanuel Kant, Kant. Let me send that to you.
I got it written. I know I'm one step ahead of you, Sonny.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So Kant. If you ever want to know,
It sounds like cunt, but it's not cunt.
but it's not. Yeah. It's spelled like can't, but he sure does. You know what I mean?
But he can't forge this belief on me, but he does.
Exactly.
You know, it is nothing. It boils down to nothingness.
And he wouldn't care either way if we did or didn't, because if he would have cared, it might have taken away from his own experience. You know what I mean?
It's just the most based philosophy.
It's the most based philosophy. You know what I mean? It's so fucking based.
It's like, yeah, I'll just pour gasoline on the fire and light it. I don't give a shit.
Fire's
And then
pretty.
make sense anyway.
Fire's pretty. What are you talking about? How's this not a good idea?
You're going fishing, but I am the fish. I will fucking snag, and then I will fucking eat you as you fucking think that you're eating me.
Exactly. It's wonderful. Yeah, absurdism helps. Absurdism is one of the more helpful philosophies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have ever seen my artwork that lies in my room. Maybe I show you this at some point. Have you seen it?
Let me see. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Oh, I like that.
Fluby. It's called a Fluby. It's just this character that I saw in the dream. I think it makes a dope little character, and I could start a whole clothing brand on this, launch an NFT collection because it's fun. It's also kind of dark and satanic, and people say that it looks like satanic sperm and cats, but fuck those people. It looks dope, is what it looks like.
I see inspiration from the Pokemon Unknown.
That's my dog. With,
Nice. Very cool. I can kind of tell that there's a texture to it. Yeah.
Yeah, the felt, it honestly, is from merino wool, which comes from sheep from fucking New Zealand or some shit.
Interesting.
And the tear from the eye is not meant to represent sadness, but it's just meant to represent kind of like, hey, all creatures kind of possess this like innocence maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck it means really, but it means like like the authenticity of, hey, maybe life's not going perfect all the time. I don't need to pretend that life's going perfect all the time. Maybe it's really rough. I don't fucking, there's pain and there's life. They're 50-50 all the time.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I ever showed you this. This is the only one I have at the moment. I've got another canvas. I need to finish this.
Oh, you have some artwork that you made?
It's been a while. I just sent you a picture of the paint. I like to use oils. I like to use oil paint.
That shit's hard, bro.
I don't know. I hate
People are like,
acrylic.
yo, thanks that it doesn't dry as quick, so it's literally have to be patient.
No, I use the alfresco method. I did this in like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I got frustrated and I scraped off the waterfall. You can see that I scraped the waterfall off in the front, but I did this in just 2 hours. This is the first thing I ever painted. Well, I lived on Hawaii.
It seems like Hawaii dish.
Yeah.
It's like Hawaii.
Yeah, I didn't have a picture. I just wanted to draw from memory. I used to work on giving tours of the Nepali coast, so I really like the mountains. I really like the island. I like the idea of, I kind of like solitude and the golden dawn, kind of like the day breaking. It also kind of is reminiscent of Aleister Crowley's or the Templo Orientis, you know what I mean? And the Order of the Golden Dawn, like old esoteric Hermetic Brotherhood, magical societies and stuff. So there's a Golden Dawn, but it's also I don't know. I think I appreciate solitude sometimes, and the island, still waters. One thing that like some people don't like about like Hawaii is like oh, but you're just on an island and surrounded by water. I'm just like, yeah, everywhere you look, nothing but blue ocean meeting the sky. It's fucking gorgeous. I don't know why people get scared of that shit. It's like they're like, well, what if a wave comes? It's like, then I'll die. Obviously, I'll die. I'm not gonna survive that. I just want to appreciate the beauty of it,
Yo, bro, ride the waves, bro. Fucking turn it up, man.
Dude, everybody thought I was crazy. So when I lived in Hawaii in 2015, everyone thought that we were gonna have like this gnarly tsunami, and they thought it was gonna be like the worst tsunami in like 20 years. So everyone's like, "Oh, we have to go to high ground." Oh, but I don't have anywhere to go on high ground. So what am I gonna do? And I was like, are you telling me that we all might die, even if we go to high ground, and everyone is just gonna go to high ground? And still die anyway, but they're going to freak out. And they're just like, well, what else are we going to do? I said, we could have a barbecue on the beach. And if it happens, we spend our last moments enjoying company and it's fucking meat and brews. And everyone thought I was a fucking madman. And I'm just like, you're the ones who are insane. You're the ones who are insane for wanting to be afraid and act like you're about to die. And I'm just like, it sounds like you're all pretty sure we're about to, so let's go have a beer. Why am I the crazy one? How am I the crazy one?
Fucking homebrewed this kombucha and we're gonna fucking drink it on the fucking beach right now.
Yeah, what if this is the last chance we have to fucking have a barbecue and like enjoy each other's company? You guys are all freaking me out, and you think that I'm weird because I think it's better to just smile the last day instead of just wonder and freak out. You know what I mean?
That's where it comes in handy if you have like one of those like little 4 horsepower like pull the ripcord to start little pair drive motors, and then you just like rip one of those and just like,
oh yeah.
I'm sure there's a tsunami flooding everyone's house, but I'm just gonna fucking live there as soon as the tide goes down, bro. I'm fucking flying in the air right now. I think suspend myself to enough altitude until this shit washes over, and I'm Gucci. I got fucking fuel on board.
That's hilarious.
I've been preparing my hot air balloon for fucking this reason. And
yeah.
People thought I was insane. But yeah, now I'm in the hot air balloon. Where are you? Drowning.
Yeah. All because
you were surfboard.
Yeah,
that fucking tsunami wiping your ass out.
Dude, I'm telling you, like they were all fucking scared, and I was like, I'd rather not be scared. I'd rather just. So I had to just hang out like by myself, like in the house. You know what I mean? Like, so much storms. There's like internet getting knocked out. It's boring. So we could have been having a beer, guys. You know what I mean? And we all lived too, by the way. Obviously, here I am. So it's like all of their fucking bitching for nothing. We should have had a beer. We should. You see what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter which way you cut it. The right choice was for all of us to go have a fucking barbecue. I'm still so annoyed at everyone. Please, let's just fucking enjoy the last moment of your life if you're so sure it's coming. You know what I mean? Like, smile at least. Shake hands with the Grim Reaper, bro. He's coming for us all one day.
It was actually like the
Did you see the
most
painting?
beautiful. Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, sorry. What did you say?
What did you say? Spray painting?
Oh, did you see the painting that I sent you?
Yes, I did.
The reflections of the part
Never
that was
tried.
the best.
Exactly, that's him. Bob.
Yeah,
What's his last name?
Bob Ross. Bob Ross.
Yeah, this fucking person has a, I was walking in an alleyway by my house. This guy has their little hippie van and like camper van, like a Bob Ross painting, like pin painting, shit on like the side of it, on like an old GMC. That's like fucking keep it mellow, bro. It's like a
Hell yeah.
Bob Ross shit on the side of it. So,
Dude, Bob Ross is how I learned how to paint. And like, I watched Bob Ross for so many years. And like, a few years ago, I was still watching Bob Ross all the time. And then dude, that painting I showed you, that's the first thing I ever painted. I'm not even joking. I had never, like, I was sitting there watching Bob Ross for years. And one day, and it was, maybe it was during COVID, and I'm sitting there just hanging out, watching Bob Ross, and it dawned on me. I was like, oh no, I think I have a very bad idea in my head. I think I believe I can paint, but I've never done it. I think I believe I can paint because I've just watched Bob Ross so long. And now I have to buy a bunch of paint and brushes, and I have to make sure that I'm not just like up my own ass. And so I bought everything it takes. I have all my stuff still, you know, and I started painting. That was the first thing I ever painted. And so that's all I have left right now. But yeah, I have it right over there. But yeah, after I painted it, that took me like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then I looked at it and then I laughed and I was like, wow, Bob Ross is kind of the greatest fucking teacher ever. And yeah, he teaches the wet on wet method or the al fresco painting technique, which is extremely helpful. You know, it's a very, very helpful technique for oils.
yeah, it's funny how much of life Bob Ross's philosophy or just general kind of outlook applies. He's just like the most laid back motherfucker on planet Earth. Oh, and then we're just gonna dabble on a little bit of green into the foreground.
Let's bring in a little bit of alizarin crimson. Oh,
We're
that's
just
nice.
gonna bring in. We just want to like. Our intention is to bring in a little blush of the tree, and that's just we're just gonna dabble on a little fern green there.
All right, time to be brave. We're gonna put a big old tree. Let's see, right about here. Let's put one more in there. Every tree needs a friend, because everybody needs a friend, don't they? And let's give the tree a little friend right here. Yeah, let's give it I love Bob. And then he's like, oh, what's the best part though? He's just like, all right, now we just clean off the brush and then beat the devil right out of it.
It's like impossible to be angry and mad and like watch Bob Ross. You know, it's like if there's an antipsychotic medicine,
Yes.
video.
Bob Ross is like watching Valium. It's like watching lithium. It's like a fucking
Eric Will person. Human Eric Will.
I have just stared. I have just watched him paint for I would watch Bob Ross sometimes. We did art together and stuff. And so sometimes you'd get high and we'd be watching Bob Ross and we'd start yelling at the TV like it's like it was football. He'd be like, all right, let's go and put a tree right here. We'd be like, no, you're going to fuck it up. And then put this fuck up my head painting. Yeah. What the fuck? We'd be like throwing hands up in the air like, there's no way he's coming back from this one.
Dude, my fucking Tundra is fucked now.
So funny. And then here he comes with the white and blue, and all of a sudden there's snow on the fucking cypress, and you're just like, yeah, it fits the painting. Son of a bitch. He put snow on the tree. That motherfucker, he knows what he's doing. There's snow on the tree. He made a snowy tree. It belongs in the tundra now. Son of a bitch. He was so
Yeah, I knew there was a fucking Arctic seagull hidden in there somewhere. Motherfucker.
But the best ones are when it's like the show starts and it's just like him playing with Peanut the squirrel, and he's just like, "Hey everybody, I'm Bob Ross, and this is my friend Peanut the squirrel, and yeah, we rescued him, and he was just a little guy, and yeah, and he's just so cute. Oh, I just love all of God's those beautiful creatures. I just want to fucking be Bob Ross. I want to be Bob Ross. That guy just loves. That guy would love. Like, if there's like a holy trinity of like media figures that make people good, the holy trinity is Bob Ross, Mr. Rogers, Jim fucking Henson. Those right there. Those are the bastions of purity and light for our world, and they're gone.
The Muppet guy.
Fucking A, right. Jim Henson? Dude, Jim Henson. Alright, one of the only times I ever got starstruck, I was going to the Ricardo Montalban Theater to watch Billy. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name right now. Anyway, he played the dad in Boondock Saints. Anyway, he's a comedian and Scottish guy. Anyway, I went there and we go through roll call, we get our tickets, we're having a chat, and I turn my head and I got chills. I turned back to the girl I'm with and she's just like, "Look, what is it?" And I was like, "Don't look now, but I think right behind me, I think that's," and I'm like, I lived in Hollywood, I saw celebrities every fucking day, I took the order, it's like, it was boring at that point, the only celebrity that ever made me starstruck, really, well, men are being white too, but, I'm standing there, I turn around, and I'm just like, "Okay, don't look, don't let him know we're looking, I think that's Brian Henson," and she looks at me, and she said this, she said, "Who the fuck is Brian Henson?" And the first thought through my head is, you are not getting fucked tonight. And then the second thought was, now I have to explain Brian Henson. And then I said, that's Jim Henson's son. That man runs Jim Henson Creature Corporation. That's Kermit the Frog's motherfucking brother behind me.
That man literally comes fucking blood diving.
Exactly. I was like, you know what? Never mind. Probably not him. There's no way that's him. And then I can't help myself. I keep looking over. The guy's 2 feet away from me. And then he says to the 2 people he's with, "Hang on one second. Let me go get our tickets." He walks over to Will Call and he says, "Hey, I got 3 tickets under Brian Henson." And it was like electricity through my body. I was like, it's him.
Period blood on a full moon.
Dude, I'm telling you, I went full well.
It started fucking ovulating.
I was right up there. Child. I wanted to have his Muppets.
Full fucking menstrual cycle. Let's go.
So fucking, it was so funny. Like, she was kind of a friend, and it was her tickets, and they were fucking expensive ass tickets. And I really wanted to go to the show, and I didn't know that they were going to be so I didn't care. I just wanted to see the show, but Billy Connolly. Anyway, it was Billy Connolly's show. I do like Billy Connolly, and then Brian Henson was there. But in my mind, I just think to myself, I might be under obligation to have sex with this girl because I knew she was getting nothing.
Brian fucking Hanson, the sim of fucking son of Kermit the Frog. Get the fuck out of here.
I was done with that bitch.
You fucked up, ho. Fucked up.
You could have just said, "Oh, wow."
Instead, you lead me down this road of
New Idol from Monty Python that night, and she got drunk, and she asked Eric Idle, she's like, "Can I have a picture?" After the show, and he was like, "Can we wait? Can we not do this right now? Can we wait till people leave the theater so that I don't." The man is in the 70s, maybe 80s. He's one of the original cast members of Monty Python, and he
literally has more fucking, he has more fucking, what are they called? Not funny. Alright, go.
No, it's all right. Yeah, no, and so, but so the girl I'm with, she gets a little too drunk, and she's sitting there asking for a picture, and the look on his face is like, fuck, I was just trying to enjoy a show tonight, and he knows all these people too, so it's like he's at his friend's show, and so he's just like, I can tell he doesn't want to do this, like, can we do this after it clears? You don't want to draw attention, I really don't want. Whatever. So the picture, and I was just like, why don't we let have it night? And she wanted her picture. So after we waited, and then I took the towel. First of all, I'm standing in front of one of my comic ass, and so thank you, thank you for being fans. Okay. And he looks over at me and he said, "Would you like a picture too?" And I could tell he didn't want one. He didn't want any of these pictures. He's trying to just live his life right now. He's an old man. And I looked at him and I said, "Thank you, sir. No, thank you. That'll be all right. I would just like to let you know that I said, I would just like to say, I've watched you my entire life. You brought nothing but joy to me and my family. Thank you for everything." And then he smiled, he brightened up, and he was like, "Thank you." He gave me a genuine thank you. And it's one of those moments you realize you can either get a picture. It's one of those moments you realize you can either get a picture or an autograph, or you can have a cool story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's what like Louis C.K. says. He's like, yes, people come so superficial when it's just like, oh, here, let's all look at the camera for 1 second and pretend that like it words to them that actually are, oh, the fucking internet wants to see us together, and now we're smart. Like,
I mean, I'm telling you the story, and it's like a drunk girl embarrassed me, and maybe I saved it. I don't think he'd remember me, but I'll tell you what, I'm not the one who made his night worse. If anything, hopefully, I just came across as an appreciative person, and I got to meet him. And
maybe you say like, oh, hey,